There we go.
Welcome, my lovely days, to another wonderful and fantabulous, albeit very sleepy session of Boons of the West, the Western Chivalrex. When last we left off, our party successfully defeated the Dungeon of the Chalice and faced down the noble lady. It was, pretty fucking successful, all things considered, although some injuries were collected along the way. In particular, I believe Cass has a degree of harm.
So does Faunra.
Faunra has a degree of harm, although your mundane exhaustions have been dealt with by copious moo application. You're going to need to have a real proper sit down that's not traveling by the riverside.
Wait, didn't we spend a day at like the fort that we
Oh,
made up
that's
by
right.
the...
Yes. Sorry. Yes, you did actually spend that day recovering, didn't you? So that's all good and shiny. You are. I'm going to untick her harm. Okay. But yes, after completing the task, some sleeping was done, and some magical interactions occurred. Pointedly, the one carrying the chalice of companionship had themselves some nice sleep. And the one carrying the blade of salt was interrupted by memories of the past from the perspective, or at least side perspective, of Sakarian or Kareen of Dragon's Guard back before the Oath of the Dragon was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now your journey has taken you to the fairies. That's nice. That's real quaint and pleasant. It was a little day's travel, and you made your way through a nice village into the actual depths of the fairy hold. You briefly saw Stephen, who likes to pound small bob flat, as you do, but also provide you guys with some nice tea, if I remember rightly.
Mm-hmm.
Tea that stopped you from being sleepy, coincidentally. One second, I'll just open this empty drink.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
Do they have a kind of tea that makes you sleep better?
Yeah. If you ask around, they probably have some nice sleepy teas.
Nice.
Little
called-
chamomile infusion tea.
Called Nightshade.
Yeah, sleep for deep sleep, the long sleep. No, they probably do have like really nice jasmine teas that help you sleep good. If you go to an alchemist specifically, they can probably produce sleeping drafts as well. Very popular purchase for Knights of the Dragon. Real weird that. I don't know why.
Well, I just figured something out that if, given the fact that Bob was the one holding the chalice.
I was thinking something a bit more special, but...
And then we just clobber, what's his name, Tristan over the head with it.
Oh, what?
Hold this. Go to sleep with it. There you go.
Oh. Thanks for the offer, but it doesn't work. I've tried it.
The dragons own lots and lots. They probably have whole crates of laudanum.
No, it's literally the chalice of companionship. Just have him sleep with it.
Oh, I thought you were giving me tea. Oh. Look at the chalice.
No, just the fucking magical artifact of happiness and sleep good.
I don't know if that'll work, but I'm willing to try it. Yeah, so's the sword, and it's got a personality, I'm starting to realize.
Well, you can always try.
Yeah, I'll try it. No harm.
Yeah, I mean, you can attune to the Chalice of Companionship instead.
Sure. Do that while I'm restocking.
Yeah. And now you also have a delicious flask of strawberry water anytime you want it. How tasty. And just doing cocaine about all the ghosts in your blood, I'm sure. Anyway. Well, it's taking a long ass time to fucking load in.
Yeah, that thing's taking forever.
It
Just
doesn't even
open
want-
original.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a funny retard shit.
That one.
Funny junk link.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They're all
why.
bricked. They're all terrible.
I hate
Anyway.
it
Yeah,
so
absolute
much.
bullshit.
There you go.
There you go.
Sounds about right. Anyway. You can, head deeper.
Funny joke.
You can head deeper into the Faerie actual hold in all of its glory. The great doors are open currently and held by blocks, so they do not swing shut. It's the morning, so you are treated to the sight of whole bunches of people in like the practice yard doing the equivalent of, morning calisthenics. Indeed, as the two fairies of your group are brought in, there's probably going to be like a squire who dashes over to grab the both of you and force you to join in.
And the morning
They are doing
calisthenics.
exercising.
Yep, they're doing morning
Yeah.
exercises.
I will join them as well.
Yeah, the Boons probably have a different exercise routine, but like most people tend to have like, exercise, doing laps, like track routines and stuff. In particular, I know that as far as Ariel's seat in the home of the Boons was concerned, got to do a lot of sitting out on the balcony and watching lots of attractive young bunny people doing like fucking stretches in the sun.
Yeah.
What can I
Every
say?
time-
It's a real good view.
So when they get to the part where, like stretching their backs and all that stuff, when you put your hands on your hips to lean forward and lean back.
Yeah. Like
just-
as one, you hear like an entire fucking just like courtyard full of people make that clicking noise and go, "Oh fuck yeah!"
Yeah,
Second, I'm just
Bob's
gonna.
back doesn't sound too good.
That's
That
like good
just
shit.
cracks extra.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit, I am not.
Bob sounds like a fucking rain rattle. Anyway,
Yeah,
so the rest of
Just-
the group
I'm
is
not
able to join in if
agile
they
enough for
want to.
this.
Yeah,
Fuck.
the rest of the group can in fact join in with fairy calisthenics. They're pretty easy to follow along, like very standard exercises and stretches. There is a place to do running. You can see a bunch of targets as well. There is a little stables. A huge storm just suddenly fucking blew in, so if I disappear,
Oh,
it's because something fucky happened. I just like suddenly heard a noise like, is that just the wind? No, it's just that much rain. Oh, it's already flooded the road. That's very cool. Okay. Oh yeah, of course the fairies all do that fucking leg thing. It's the big meme right now.
The leg split.
Yeah, the standing leg split, so everyone just, does
Very
does
flexible, I see.
it to varying degrees. Like obviously some people can't do that, but they'll do a knee lift instead. Yeah, Faunra, you can pull it off, no problem.
I argue that Tajana is a cat.
Tajana, you're a meow. You can do it, no problem as well.
Bite the
Okay,
chunk.
time. Let's see. Okay. Prepare for tripping. Acrobatics or athletics.
I don't know. You're a hard work. You've done this a lot. I imagine for fairies themselves, probably advantage on pulling off the good stuff.
Very well.
Yeah, Tajana doesn't even have to fucking with that
20.
advantage. Look, Bob, you used to fuck this up all the time, and no, Tajana, you don't have to make a check. You are anyhow.
know.
You are as flexible
I
as
just wanted
is.
to do that anyway because I like
Fair,
making
fair.
rolls.
This is true. But yeah, no, Bob, you're like, oh shit, I've been away for a week. But once you get that crunching noise out of your body again, like, leg goes right up.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You know, it goes sideways, just straight sideways, like every reverse.
Everyone's like, Bob is
clock.
cheating. The closest himbo, yeah, you get your fucking stretch on in front of the big dude. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Trist. You don't join in, but that does mean you are treated to that sight of like a large collection of very attractive women doing the fucking leg left.
Huh. Glance at Cass. You want to try that?
Oh, that's kind of mean.
You just get a slap upside the head, I assume.
Let me just get my legs.
All right,
stretched.
you definitely avoid getting a hoof to the back of the fucking head.
See, there you go. Just stretch them out. Duck and weave back.
God.
Huff. You know what? Green Eye probably joins in and will disrobe of a lot of this heavy leather. Like, you don't see Green Eye take off much stuff, but you're in a fucking hold now.
Did she
and
take off her
attention-
mask?
Yeah. She demasks, rubs her face, throws off what you can see as like this heavy, many layered leather coat. You can see that there are furs and paddings, and it looks like holding spaces for potion vials and throwing flasks. And she just like basically dump it all in a great big pile and wander out in like probably loose tunic and like almost canvas, like just baggy trousers,
That's
foot
gonna be
wraps
like
on.
20 pounds.
Yeah, she carries a lot of very fucking heavy gear. In fact, it would appear to be 40 pounds of gear.
That's a
Wow.
lot of gear.
Yeah, she carries a lot of shit. Oh,
Who
but it
does
was
it?
Ben bouncing.
Oh, it's been bouncing.
He's got to deal with horsies.
Yep, bounce ponies to sort out. So yeah, you guys see Jesse do so, and it's a 10. Then they are not used to doing the morning calisthenics routine, and will insist that all of the forest knights tend to do like fucking climbing and jumping and running. But yeah, you can. I guess if you want to try and observe this ungeared Green Eye, yeah, there's Bob. Would you like to do a perception test? I suppose Tristan, Hallie, you guys aren't taking part. Try and get an idea of Jesse's facets.
Sure.
Yeah,
Well-
of course you would, you perv.
Turns
Nice
out she has
19 there.
huge mommy milkers under there, and Tristan just sees right through it all.
No, she would appear to have C cups, actually relatively decent hips. It looks like she probably was wearing, like, I guess you'd call it like an abdomen holster as well. That's probably got a brace of knives or something that she's dumped off that was just adding just like abdominal normality to her almost. Like she's actually not as wide as you think she is. And absolutely covered in tattoos. Covered in them. Tons and
Huh.
tons of tattoos underneath her top.
Did not expect that.
Whoa.
And you can make an arcana with a perception that high.
Oh boy. All right, come on, Savant, you can do it. Yeah, there we go.
All right, I'm going to whisper you a thing.
Sweet.
Oh, these tattoos are the what? Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah. Eventually.
I promised him a fake character for November, so probably December.
Fair. Yeah. eventually you guys, finish your exercise and calisthenics and or toast eating and watching. Yeah, Trist. You can only really catch it when she does a stretch and like lifts shirt or like makes canvas pants drift or so. But yeah, you get a reasonable look. I don't think you technically understand them, even though you know that they are laden of meaning. It's not a language you have for sure, and I don't think it's common with any of the languages you know.
No, definitely not.
So yeah, you don't understand literally any of it. But yeah, they are fascinating.
Hmm.
And then yeah, eventually she will like slowly re-gear again. It certainly is a lot slower putting her armor and gear and all of that stuff on. Cough takes her about as long as it takes to put on medium armor, even though she's donning light gear, quote unquote light. Dumps it off quickly enough, of course, but takes a lot more time. Yeah. Hallie, you instead, you get to enjoy delicious toast while they're doing all of their stretches. So, what? In fact, you guys, Trist, Hallie, what is the like routine for dragons in the morning that they do with, essentially the order together? I imagine that there are a reasonable number of dragons who are not morning people, but
Yeah,
you are all
no.
knights and are expected to do shit anyway.
It's probably a lot of very groggy, like weapons training. Just get the blunt weapons out and just beat each other awake.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose getting new concussions is how you tell the old concussions you're disappointed in them. Regret and self-reflection.
Yeah,
really
that.
stretch those emo muscles.
There you go.
Yeah, all right. You got a well-exercised ego protects you from the emo.
Exactly. There we go.
Yeah, you're surprised then once all of this exercising is done that they aren't like rubbing new bruises. Instead, they all look like surprisingly limber and bright. It's almost frustrating to witness that they go through their morning exercises and look refreshed instead of, beaten.
I just imagine that it's the meme daily rituals for the Lamenters chapter. It's just wake up, the Lamenters awake and assemble their war gear. Sometimes they fall out of their beds. Morning firing rites, Lamenters hone their firing skills. Occasionally the target servitors accidentally turn out to be loyal Marines from another chapter.
That's about right. Yeah, regret and self-reflection are actually the names of your training instructors when translated from Giantish.
I just thought that those were the names of Trist's biceps.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Once that is all done and everyone's gotten their morning sweat on and stretched it out, like a lot of them will be leaving to go like bathe, like grown-ups. Similarly, do anyone follow along?
I mean, clearly, I'd need to be in good hygiene if we're going to meet the queen, so it wouldn't do to just
Yeah.
go and meet her after being real sweaty.
Yeah. Green Eye is going to like wander on up to Trist, Cassie, and Hallie. Are you all coming along as well to wash up? We've been on the road quite a bit.
I guess prestidigitation only goes so far.
It really only does go so far. And she will very pointedly have not put her mask back on again, but will sniff at you.
I will prestidigitate pleasant smells directly into her like lapel.
Thanks. Yeah, she'll scoop up the rest of her gear and then wander on as well. Yeah, what's the Faerie's like bathhouse like? I imagine they've got some personal stalls and stuff, and maybe a communal thing in the middle for all the squires.
Well, figure out more like well, they're fairies. They're not exactly the most structural type, but more organic. So they're pool-like, onsen style, and then separated outwards.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, you guys will walk into the fairies like a bathing area, and there is this very warm, bubbly hot tub, like essentially hot tub onsen, uh, down the dead middle of the room with sitting benches and washcloths and such. And there are men and women just all getting themselves cleaned up in there. And along the side walls are a number of like slatted wooden like washing spaces for those who desire a little bit more privacy. Hallie splish splash taking a bath.
Well, I'll go into one of the private stalls then.
Sure thing. There are a couple of squires that go a little bit jaw droppy when fucking Lady Hallie goes to bath time. Let's see here. Scrub. Tajana, you probably have to use one of the side stalls because otherwise there would be lots of fur in the pool.
There's a lot of tail fluff.
There's so much fluff. It's really nice in that middle pool, and you used it occasionally, but you've had to do it like outside of normal bathing hours so you could clean up afterwards. Pretty much.
Those guys were real big jerks in the beginning.
The Dark Souls.
Yeah, and they're one of like the first really hard elite mobs that chase after you.
That's right. I
Is
think
it
I remember.
the assholes that shoot you off a bridge with, a ballista?
No, that's the Silver Knights, which are like
Yeah,
those
that's
guys,
Silver
except their
Knights.
armor hasn't been charred black by the first flame.
Yeah, well, it was the first flame. I thought it was from them being like bathed in dragon fire trying to hunt them.
Mm-mm.
Black
Nope.
Knights are the elites who got roasty toasted.
Yeah, they accompanied Gwyn to the first flame and came back as disembodied spirits.
Ah.
Their armor charred black by the fires of creation.
As you do.
Dark Souls metal AF.
It very much is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, eventually you guys can get yourselves scrub-a-dub-dubbed and looking respectable. Some people will offer to do your guys' makeup should you so desire. Especially Tristan, he needs some guy liner.
Just big scowl. No.
And now see yourself, you've got very powerful eyes, actually.
Come on, come on, Savin. You don't want to look like you were in My Chemical Romance?
Ow! No, Tristan does not want to look like Marilyn Manson. He will actually pull his hair like back into a ponytail or something though. Let it get dried out.
Fair enough. And yeah, they'll do Ariel's makeup and anyone else who so desires. As well, a number of you, I mean, again, Bob, Turner, you're used to them. Those of you with a passive perception higher than like 12 will notice that there are little thumbelinas that flit around. Tiny little buzzing fairies almost. So their wings themselves are quite silent, even though they occasionally flit in and out of your perception. Those of you who are very perceptive will notice that they have very, very sharp teeth. These are sort of El Clasico fairies, the kind that make like children disappear in the woods that go missing. Yeah, actual
Right.
tooth fairies.
Yeah, I was just about to say two fairies.
Mm-hmm.
Now?
Yeah,
That's
I mean, yeah,
strange.
the Feyhold's got a bunch of tooth fairies that flitter and flutter about. They
Yeah.
mostly just eat bones around here, like cooking bones. So say there was a big meat stew, bones go to the tooth fairies, and they'll make it disappear like a fucking pool full of starving piranhas.
Yeah,
I
but
think Cass won't turn down a scrub off so long as you keep your hands, you know, away from the true back door.
I take offense at the implication.
Of course, I saw you staring at plenty of people's implications while they were all exercising.
Huh? Oh, no, I was trying to read Green Eye's tattoos.
Oh, huh. I'll make a test. Did she notice them? I can't say I was staring at Green Eye in particular.
Oh, really?
No,
Who
people
at
like their
then?
privacy. It feels strange to do so otherwise.
All right. Scrubba.
Yep. Her tail does like the swish and the swish and flick as she is scrubbed.
We'll stay well away from the hindquarters.
Oh no, it seems to be doing so just like instinctively at being scrubbed.
Now still.
Yeah. And at some point, once done, like probably like a Gathelane will wander over and like offer to do a tail braid for her, and she accepts while her makeup is being done. She gets a nice tail braid with some flowers woven into it. Oh well, this is very nice.
There you go. She can be goth made up for the both of us.
Yeah, and she gets some flowery tail plaits. Green Eye will turn down makeup, and also probably got herself washed up inside a stall as opposed to stripped down to pure nudity before all of you. Yeah, how do you get some gold smooches? And some people get their hair cut. It's weird. Like the ferry is definitely a very strange experience compared to what a lot of you are used to, where they all like literally just pamper themselves up after a morning of exercising and then bathing. It's kind of weird that they were all like, knights, until you realize when they were all like washing and stuff that a large number of them are fucking jacked as fuck.
I'm soft, but
You're soft. I mean, there are also lots of bards there, so they aren't all jacked, obviously. But I feel like every single oathdom probably has like a really high night, like just fighter contingency, like a large number of this is a very good fighter. That's just their whole thing. No magic, no shtick. So yeah, there are probably a large number of still like really knightly looking individuals, but even they get gussied up a little bit.
I'll
Oh, they do.
just check with the if a tooth fairy passes by, just ask them in Sylvan, like, was there a big meal recently?
Let's see here. It will giggle and point at the mess hall. And I mean, hey, with your big old sniffer, you can probably smell that they had like a big shipment of food from First Branch recently. Like they must have had like a big meat cook-off or something.
Yeah.
It's not quite like, fall season for a big feast, but they've probably just gotten a bunch of meat in stock so the Thumbelinas have gathered.
I love the Thumbelinas.
Yep.
Just checks the sundial and then just check the abacus. Okay. Yeah, it should be food season.
Yep.
Well, at least you guys gonna get to eat good then.
Yeah, it nods and giggles and titters and then flits away. They do. You have to do a little fingerhead pats to Thumbelinas, and also make sure that your hands are clean when you do so, or they bite. And when they bite, they fucking bite.
That's not the nice little, actual teeth. It's just straight scissoring.
Yep. Yeah, you'd
Like
probably
just
get
a
a
scissor
fingertip clip.
close. Yeah, just as like
Ow.
a scissor clipping into meat. Though I will say piranhas are fucking tasty. Not a lot of meat, but very flavorful.
I can see that. They're carnivorous fish. Anyway, there is a breakfast, which is a far less fancy affair. Like, it is like bread, maybe pasta, and meat. The meat itself is fucking lush. Those of you who are not from around here or First Branch are treated to off-cut meat that is of a still superior quality. Like, these are just like meat stewing leftovers and like side haunches, and it's still fucking lush.
Indeed, even the fucking flank cuts are
Yep.
just like silky soft tender.
Trist, Hallie, for a brief moment, you're like, you've joined the wrong order. This food is so good. And everyone eats and then scatters off to go do whatever the fuck they do, and now you have the free run of Werehare. The morning duties are seen to. You're all washed and sparkly clean and pampered up, and you've eaten tasty food.
Yeah, so suppose we should try and make our way to the Grand Master then, shouldn't we?
Mm.
You need to see about meeting with her.
It just goes to, well,
It's back over here.
we can always go just ask. What's called the seneschals that she has.
Yeah, I mean, there are probably some just like head knights, one of which, Gathlane Sorceress. They tend to just like perch on a tree and are usually almost always seen writing something or another, or drawing, or doing something creative or artistic.
They just do a little druid, druidic cantrips to get her attention.
No, hello there. How can I help? It's good to see you all again. I noticed that you came in just very recently.
Yeah. We came here on a little errand as well as, seeing how y'all doing.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, we're all doing fine ourselves. A couple of our number have gone up to First Branch and further east as well. Heard there are druids getting up to some stuff, so we wanted to make sure that it's actually that and not incursions in darkness. We're not sure why the druids would be attacking the place, but we're not. We just don't have enough information to go sending lots of people out.
Understandable, but do you know which circle it is?
Shakes her head.
Hmm.
Would assume shepherd, considering it is apparently animals attacking the walls, but I can't be sure. As I say, there's too much we are uncertain of to make a real move.
Really? The shepherds? Huh.
Hmm.
That is actually strange.
Aye, of course. That's why, again, we're still looking into the matter ourselves, but can't be sure.
Yeah. Well, if you can just makes a tap on the head, message out.
Of
Tell them
course.
to be careful because the circle tends to be very acute of its surroundings, so even at
course.
distance.
I mean, you should always be wary when it comes to trying to tangle with druids outside of a circle, or outside of the inner workings of the light at the very least.
Mm.
Gosh, I mean, I heard that they have, control, or at least dominion over one or two beasts of darkness as far as we're concerned. As long as they keep them completely under their control, then that's fine. But, well, now they can't be so much trusted, can they, if that's the case?
Yeah, corruption working its way into the circles. That's not good. Especially if it gets to the hires.
Of course. But yes, I take it that you're interested in seeing the Queen?
Yeah, if she has time.
Of course, she's always got time for a lot of you. This place still sings with her breath and warmth. She knew when you came in, so she's been, waiting for your time to appear. She'll be up in her room, I'm sure.
Sorry to keep her waiting.
Oh, no, of course. It's always wonderful to make sure that everyone's getting the proper treatment. How do you feel about being in our Hall of Order?
It's nice.
I
Nice.
like
Very
the Bathies.
kind.
I like the Bathies.
Well, most people like the Bathies. I'm certainly a fan myself. And then when she flutters her little Gathling lashes, you can see little glitters of almost stardust sort of drift off her. Someone's done her makeup up real fucking nice. I find most people are very much overwhelmed when they come to see our place for the first time, especially when they arrive in the morning and see everyone having a stretch.
It was fun to watch.
I'm sure it was. Turned out to go perfect on our, latest and newest upcomings, though.
Allie just sticks out her tongue.
Ha, fair enough.
The constant accusations.
Accusations, nothing. I know they're all very attractive people. Well, majoritively attractive. Some of them don't like to be referred to as such, and so I respect that. And she will flash you all a smile. Anyway, I'm sure I shouldn't be keeping you for too long. Any interesting news from the road that I can take note of?
Nothing that you don't probably already know. The only news I heard on the road was about the whole Cornwall situation.
No, fair enough in point, but I mean, you lot would have come from further north. Anything going on up there?
We stabbed up some evil beasties.
Well, I mean, full credit to you for always doing your duties.
Goblins are causing mischief.
Well, goblins always causing mischief. I hope you wrecked a lot of them.
There is a possibility that the problems with hornets will be resolved.
They'll be resolved? How do you expect that to come about?
That's why we're here to meet with the Queen.
Interesting. I don't know that my lady has any deals with any hornets. They mostly kept to themselves. Interesting indeed. You'll have to let me know how it goes. Or I suppose she'll let me know how it goes, but yeah, it depends, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very well then. She'll know you're coming. You two know the way. She'll smile at Tiana and Bob.
Smile back.
Maybe.
Yeah. Kind of walk into the great hall proper. It's just like up a set of stairs from this courtyard where the Gathling knight is sat writing and or sketching. Again, it's hard to tell. She was kind of like way above you guys, so it's not like you could look into her books.
Yeah,
So-
but you can hear from the type of scratching where it's the writing or whether it's the drawing.
Like barely you'd be able to tell. She's like up in a tree and you're in conversation.
Before we actually get into the Great Hall, I'd like to ask our two fairies here. Does the Fairy Queen have a name that she'd like us to refer to her as, or just the Fairy Queen?
The great majestic Fairy Queen.
This is true. This is very true.
Or say such familiar phrases as "my glorious shining princessness." Great,
The more
great summer son of my life. Like, basically, really fluff it the fuck up. She loves that shit.
The more adjectives you can throw on it, the better.
Yeah, the great high flutterer.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
imagine what's the Titania from Final Fantasy 14 like that. Just get that shit out.
Oh, the full title.
Yeah.
We're not making this up.
Okay.
There's like a blink from Cassie. Huh.
We're not fucking with you.
Fair enough. Yeah, Ariel, they are 100% serious. Apparently, if you want to fucking greet the queen, go fucking go very extra. Be as extra as you can.
Okay then. Now, I don't care. You can understand why I did that, because like
Yeah, no,
It
it
sounded
sounds
very
like
much like
fucking
you're
batshit
fucking with me.
madness. It definitely sounds like someone's fucking with you, and someone's like, "Yeah, just call her your like imperial supreme awesome radnessness." You're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck you." What are they really call her?
yeah, but that's the thing. If you think about it, it's like that sounds fucking weird and stupid. And then you remember it's fucking fairies.
Yeah.
They do weird and stupid things.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily stupid though.
So
Well,
yeah,
we're out here wandering around, so
indeed.
If
Well,
that's the way it's gonna be, I'm just gonna. Do we know what the Fairy Queen's actual name is?
we
No,
don't.
no one
That's
does.
why. That's why I was asking. Like,
she's
if
the
these
fairy
two,
queen.
if these two had
She
like a
is,
name,
she is known as the Fairy Queen, and then she is known as like 10,000 different titles because she likes titles. They're very fun. Make it up. Yeah, she don't reveal her name. Yeah, for all anyone, including maybe even herself, knows she doesn't even have one. Who knows? Yeah. So the Great Hall. There are a couple of knights that they aren't on guard duty as such, but they are like just wandering around but at attention. But you're in the midst of the fairy hold. They don't seem to care massively. There are a large number of artifacts, paintings, works of art. You can see someone has stitched a sonnet into a great tapestry that is across one wall. It's beautiful and mismatched and chaotic. It's so many different things all at once.
certainly lives up to the fairy saying. They live in interesting times.
Mm-hmm.
Place makes my head hurt.
It's too bright, colorful. Help! They're trying to fill your dark soul with light.
Oh,
There you go.
wait, Trist, stand still.
What?
Just reaches up and puts an acorn where your ponytail is. Yes. Okay, hold still. Druidcraft. Bleep. Out comes a little, tiny little sapling there.
Bob, why are you growing a tree on me?
Well, A, you're nuts. 2, you're corny.
There's like weird giggling in the room. Trist, you notice that there are a couple of small fairies that were watching and listening, and then they all just like zip away out of the sight the moment that you try and focus on them.
Is there an open window nearby?
No, you're in a great hall. You'd have to like walk to the other side of the room and try and like push open like a stained glass window.
I see. All right. Just gonna take the sapling off and just gonna put it down into like my boot or something. Just carry that around, I guess.
Yep.
No, it's a ornamental decoration, nature.
It's literally a sapling.
Well, it's tiny. It's just a little bud, so
Yeah, I know, and I'm taking it off my head now.
Trist ever the spoiled
got-
sport.
you got no style. Just
It's a
cast
fucking tree, Bob.
He has a style.
Cast Druid.
Trees just aren't his, or having trees in his hair isn't.
Belongs in the ground,
Stone
not on a
oak
person.
is not his style.
No.
It's rich mahogany. Everyone knows that.
Indeed, strong, tough.
It's a fucking tree, Bob.
You have no sense for the fair. Just cast Druidcraft again, and it's little tiny flower buds in the hair. So,
Poof. But yeah, these little flowers bud and fluff into little existences, and Bob's own noggin. You can walk up a set of like cascading stairs, almost like ballroom stairs. You know how they've got the two winding staircases across to either side that then meet to a large one in the middle. You're able to walk up that, and I mean, it's wide enough that you could all probably. Trist, you hand off the sapling. There's like a Gathling fairy who will accept it, gasp, and give you a smooch on the cheek as you pass. You treasure.
Yeah. Smile
will-
awkwardly and walk on.
Flutter off with sapling in hand to go and plant it somewhere. Yes, go look at you.
Oh,
What a gentleman.
Oh fuck.
yeah. Well, have fun on the date with her then.
What?
You just gave a Gath
You just
Lane
have-
a sapling. And
I
very
think
sweet.
Is that a thing?
Apparently, you asked her out with that. Yes.
Oh. Well, she's cute, I guess. Alright.
You can make an insight if they're actually fucking with you or not now. It's hard to say.
Alright, insight.
I was
on
really
fire
hoping
today.
for.
Goddamn.
You
I
really
was-
are crushing it.
I was really
Yeah.
hoping for a
Nice.
natural one, and then you're just like, "Oh my god, I just proposed marriage."
You might have asked her out on a date, yeah. They seem semi-serious, or as serious as the fae can be.
Okay. This shrug. Well, like I said, she's pretty cute and could have been worse.
Yeah.
Wait, Bob, were you trying to ask
Uh,
me out? Is that how this works?
No, I was trying to present you as a young, healthy man. That's, the ceiling. And when you put it up there, there was young, healthy man that was still growing.
Well, I'm a young man anyway.
Yeah,
There
still
you
Let's
go.
just
growing.
go
So,
There's a little Gath Lane for you all.
Yeah.
You gave her a little
that's hella
sapling.
cute.
Well, she's hella cute.
Does she change color depending on the seasons?
She does. These are her autumnal colors.
Alright, well, thanks for the free waifu, Bob. Sorry.
Best wingman ever.
Unintentional wing manning is the best wing manning. Yeah, let's see here. You're able to climb one of the winding staircases and get guidance from one of your Fey companions to a beautiful door that looks to be made of solid gold. But when you reach for the handle, the door sort of like almost silently shatters into a bunch of cascading shards of glitter that sort of form a carpet beneath your feet. It doesn't lift off the ground or seem to stick to your bodies. It's just become like a sparkling carpet. And perching on a 4-poster bed with the curtains drawn to the corners and tied with cute ribbons is the Fairy Queen herself. She is in a cascading and deep robe. Her hair looks as though she's just woken up, but is still, for some reason, the picture of perfect, like, beauty and elegance. Everything about her screams, like, uncanny beauty. It's very strange to look at her and then try and look for a flaw or an imperfection or a pore even, and just struggle to do so.
Ethereal supernatural beauty.
Yeah, it is. It is the heart of. It is the heart of looking at someone who is like they are too pretty. They are uncannily beautiful. But she will smile at you all, and you can make charisma saving throws. The fairies, you have advantage to this.
Oh no.
Charisma saving throw. Okay.
Yep.
No. The luck was gonna
Oh.
run out sometime.
Ariel,
Oh
you are
boy!
weak in the knees. Bob, yeah, there is still
We're
a.
making charisma saves.
Oh,
Okay.
whoops.
Yeah.
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 Bless on it. Forgot to take that off.
All right, Faunra, you're a tough lady. Bob, you've been away for a few weeks, and you forgot that even the Fairy Queen can get a rise out of you.
Yes, I can't really do about that. Like, there's a difference between being gay and not that gay.
Yeah,
Nobody's that gay.
It turns out no one's that gay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Apparently, I am that gay.
Ariel is very that gay. Yeah, you are weak in the knees at this queen. Like, she'd obviously been keeping it toned down when your party had gathered before in the tent and received your first quest, but now she smiles at you, and it's like a fucking sunbeam shoots you through the heart. Every last one of you except Faunra is completely smitten. Faunra.
Wait, where's Tiana?
Oh, yeah, Tajana, your save as well, please.
So
You have
we're
advantage,
Cass
but
and
that turns
Jesse.
into a normal save. Oh yeah, Cass and Jesse. Let's see if they are similarly smote. Cassie.
Sorry, what did you say about me?
Oh shit!
Charisma save. You passed yours.
Oh, all right.
Cassie passed hers. Jesse clears her throat. Yeah. Ariel, when you look at her, you get one of those like cut to film movie imaginations of her just like pinning you down.
You
I'll
just
try
get
my
some
best
fucking
not to look at
shonen.
Joe.
Yeah.
I'm
Get some
afraid
fucking
with nat
thought
ones, it
process.
probably shows to like everyone. I'm sorry.
Sploosh.
Yeah, you are definitely slick twixt the nethers.
I'll just have a sharp blush go into my face then.
Yeah. Green Eye is similarly taken, but yeah. Cassie, Tiana, Faunra, you keep your shit together. You're on luck. Maybe you're just more ready for it. But you also then get to enjoy seeing the rest of your companions all being similarly like, whew. Yes. She smiles. Yes, moves internally, exactly. As she smiles at you all, and then the sunbeam sensation in your souls fucking abates. Hopefully you feel warm after the darkness that has chilled thine hearts. Welcome to my wonderful abode. Pray tell what brings you to me today.
Today, we bring news. Great news. Great news of our quest that started so long ago in that gathering. We have
is that so?
found. Yes. We have found the Chalice of Companionship. And I will look over to Tristan and have him present it.
Fairy Queen gives a little clap. She looks delighted.
Take it out and take a knee and present it to her, all official like, and take that opportunity to shove Excalibur down a pant's leg. Thank you.
Yeah, you can adjust. She hears a thunk, a clinking noise. Like, what's that sound?
Sleight of hand check.
Plank. She will smile. Trist, you have the moment. Do you want to try and drop a list of adjectives on her?
No.
Okay. You hold up the
For what?
chalice. She
Not being respectful?
reaches down to gently pluck it from your hands before raising it to her cheek and pressing against it. Ah, so many stories this thing has seen its way through. If only you could feel the age of such things. You've done very well. This is indeed the chalice. I remember her sweet waters so. She will gently place it back into your grasp, Trist.
So we're to keep it then.
It would sit here learning nothing more of the world. What stories could be told if it sat here rotting in mine fingers?
Speaking of sitting here and seeing nothing of the world, it's another reason we came back to one of the keeps.
She quirks a perfect brow.
Glance back at the rest of the party.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you no doubt know that there is a hive of hornets to the north.
Yes.
We encountered them on our journey to find the chalice.
Ah, great danger befell you then, is that so?
Very much so. But we were able to perhaps make a deal with them. A deal that would get us more allies in our fight against the darkness.
Interesting. What deal has been struck?
Well, it's not struck yet. See, they won't finalize it unless a grandmaster will come and talk to her face to face, but their queen doesn't like the darkness any more than we do. Just serves it because she has to.
Very curious. I thought the hornets fell willingly into the dark. Or
Not
as
the way they
willingly as
say.
conquest is.
Not the way they tell it.
Interesting.
They were forced upon, and her mommy was taken away.
Oh, now that is terrible. She purses perfect lips for a moment and considers. You're all reminded of, like, tender flowers and heartbeats rush and etc., etc. Like, every small facial expression seems as though perfectly crafted to try and get a rise out of you. It would be greatly dangerous to leave the seat of my power when not at one of the great meetings of the year. Would they permit the meeting of one of mine, a branch, I suppose, representative, simulacrum?
Would they know the difference?
Perhaps not, and she smiles, although deals should always be made in good faith.
Well, I think they just want to have you sign off on it in person, so if it's a part of you, see why not?
I suppose, then, one of my branches might be able to reach out towards them. Would you show her the way?
Of course.
Very well, then. I will see to this matter. That we might secure an ally against the darkness, or at the very least depose one of darkness's own. You have proven your worth and greatness thus far. She will gesture once more to the chalice upon Tristan's hands.
Well, don't know about greatness, but we're getting there. Just one of the, 8?
She titters softly. Again, another new expression with which to shock you deeply. Ah, I suppose so. That said, you should have a conversation with Sir Tiri. She has tried to learn what she may of other locations of use to you.
Oh? Has she found
Alas,
some sort of
most,
lead?
indeed, alas, most tales have long fallen in ignominy, but clues exist, or more importantly, people who know clues exist. Or, in some cases, their final resting places.
I see.
Yes. Before you leave, a branch of mine shall be handed off to you. When the meeting time comes, merely whisper into it. And I shall be there to make this call, this talk, this signatory.
Very well. Thank you, great fairy queen.
Indeed. Of course, it need not be repeated, but shall instead right now be stated such an item is dangerous and powerful. Its use should be not considered outside of all but the most dire circumstances, should it not be used for this meeting.
We will
Also
take
nodded
good
gravely.
care of it.
She smiles and nods and then gestures out towards the door. Take care, gentle knights. Fare thee well on your quest, for I follow your story with great interest.
Well, here's hoping it has a happy ending.
Yes.
I do prefer a happy ending. She smiles. Everyone who previously failed suddenly gets harder and or slicker.
Mm.
Tristan's gonna take another bow and leave post haste.
Yeah,
As
there
well.
is laughter like a fucking orchestra of beautiful music that follows you out before the door rebuilds itself behind you.
Yeah, as well. May you live in interesting times, fairy queen.
I oft do.
And I will walk on out.
Splish.
Fucking boner aura.
Quite the interesting place you all have here, Bob and Tanya.
Yes,
Yeah,
very beautiful place.
indeed.
Bob's like looking real flushed.
You get used to it.
Did anyone besides Faunra save on that?
Tajana did. And Cassie.
Tajana did.
Tajana
Tajana did.
and
Oh, yeah,
Cass. Jessie is gonna just clear her throat and pull the mask back on.
Okay, out of character.
Y'all
What the
did
hell
seem
did I
quite
miss? Because,
uncomfortable. I guess she does have an aura of power about her.
Boner.
Yes. It's certainly a very potent
Leave.
aura.
Just gonna leave.
Yeah. You've been granted you will be granted at the very least once you leave a branch with which to summon a simulacrum of the Fairy Queen. And I've been warned that it is horrendously, terrifyingly powerful. Unless you're like all about to die or something, try not to go using it until the meeting.
Yeah. I'm gonna find first I'm gonna
Sure,
start with
it'll be
these two
fine.
fairy knights here. And do you know where that knight she spoke of usually is?
You spoke to her, I assume. She was the one that sat in the tree out front.
I was asking Tajana and Bob if they knew her where they usually are.
Oh, well, they will tell you that night Satiri is literally the one you guys talked to earlier.
Ah, well then I suppose I'm gonna have to go find her then. Find out what she knows.
Sure thing. You can head back outside or browse the mysteries of this hall some more, because my goodness, there is a fuck ton of just art and lore and story and tapestry, and it's endless. It's seemingly endless.
Maybe I'll go visit their smith and see if I can find a battle axe. Well, I'd prefer one made by
Oh.
Ayers Smiths.
The entire castle, well, the whole that you want to prepare the castle is built like to be able so that it can be constantly expanded.
Mhm.
But everything is done like a mural or a tapestry, even the woodwork.
Yeah, this castle is very much akin to if you tried walking through a pop-up book almost. Yeah, Anna would adore this place. It's beautiful. You could spend a week here walking these halls and constantly find something new and interesting to look at or read or stare at or enjoy
Saoirse
or
would love
smell
it
or
too.
touch. Yep, all of it. And yeah, they have a very nice library, and you can find the smith.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, they are relatively tall. They got strong like triceps, biceps, male, like probably almost 6 foot, like just shy of 6.
Oh, it's another one
Pretty
of Bob's
reasonable
dads.
for.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose. Although the only thing he seems to be intent on pounding is metal on an anvil.
All right.
But he will smile and like rub his hands off as he like essentially sinks a piece that he's working on like back into the forge to heat up, just sprinkling it down with flax before turning to the lot of you. Greetings, wandering knights. Welcome to our glorious hall. Is there anything I can help you with?
Who else
Hi,
is here
Trill.
with me?
How you doing? How's the rest?
He will lift his arm and reveal that it looks almost like an ivory bracelet has melted into him. It seems to have formed tight with like hand to wrist. Good as new, thank you. The queen saw to my grip before it could falter.
Yeah.
Rather pretty garment to show for it.
Well, accident happens, but seriously, the fact that you didn't lose it, that just shows how fucking tough you are.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Totally.
He will smirk and scratches a like faintly graying beard. And you can see like his hands are like all but scars, but it's not a tremendous surprise. Back from the Benny Times. Welcome back from the Benny Times. Yeah. So who else is here at the Smith? There's I believe Faunra, Trist, Bob.
Why are we at the Smith?
I was gonna go pick up some tools and also see if he could do anything with this monster part.
Ah, okay. Then
Yeah.
nah.
Oh, yeah, Green Eye's
Twice
also
instead.
here as well. She's got goodies.
Oh yeah. Well, a couple things for you, sir. First, hoping to pick up some tools for field repairs. A little tired of this bastard breaking. Just will pat his lance that's been, stapled back together.
It is a
You
well-loved lance.
want me to give your lance a workover before you go? I can also, of course, offer you the tools, but I'll be happy to see to that on the cheap. No knight should walk around unfended.
Yeah, appreciate it. Speaking of which, though, Trist will take out his alchemically preserved monster claw. I was wondering if he could do something with this. Clink.
I could probably turn this into a short blade or some ammunition pretty easily, but what do you have in mind?
Well, and Trist will take out the empty spear haft and set it down. Figure what's the difference between a dagger and a spear is just what wood you stick it on, right?
Well, more to it than that, but I get your point. Yeah, I can certainly see about that. 100 gold.
Phew. Any idea what it's gonna end up being like if you do?
Let's have a look here. And he will, like, you see him like tap off like what looks like air supply to his forge, so it's not burning quite as hot, and he'll just leave the metal warm in it. Before he goes into a chest, he opens up something that smells very strongly of chemicals, some of which familiar, some of which aren't. Before placing the set out on a worktop, he will pluck up the dagger or claw and like frown at it. Oh, what a grim piece of work! All right, let's see here. And then, you can see him go about experimenting and trying to figure out the nature of this thing. I will make a test for him.
Can I assist, mayhaps? Or
You
ask
don't
Green Eyes
have
to?
the proficiency. No, not a single person here, but this smith has the proficiency for it. It's probably about 10 minutes. I don't think you can guidance it.
Guidance is 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes exactly? Then yeah, you can guidance him.
Pretty sure, anyway. Let's make sure before I cheat. I think it is 10. No, it's up to 1 minute. Damn.
Okay, no, guidance doesn't apply then, so it's a 12. There's definitely two natures to it, but I can only make out one of them. Looks like bludgeoning. Strange. You see him pull out like a wooden placard just to double check, and he tries to run the claw across the wood, and instead of like cutting into it, there's a splintering and a cracking instead. Huh. Yeah, bludgeoning.
Huh. Well, it's
I would have been hate to be grabbed by this fucking thing.
yeah, it had itself a nice corpse pile there. Yeah, bludgeoning spear. That's interesting. This is kind of a quarterstaff, though,
Certainly
isn't it?
different.
Did that thing came from one of those blasted boars?
No, this one
No.
was
No.
before that. That was the big snack monster that had
Oh,
a
right, the
big
snake.
corpse pile.
Yeah,
Right.
and the corpse pile of the snake was this loose tooth or claw.
Yeah. Or no, I think we yanked it off that boy.
No, I mean you have, but that's not usable because you want to preserve
Oh,
it.
right. We didn't preserve that. All
But
right.
you did also happen to from the corpse pile. Either that or it was in the hobgoblins pile when you looked at the goblin camp. It was one of those two.
No, it was definitely after that
Yeah.
first encounter.
Yeah, because we
Okay,
buried that one.
Right.
All right. So would this be adding like extra bludgeoning damage, or would it just convert its damage to bludgeoning?
That'll depend on his roll. There is still a crafting roll.
Fuck.
I know, right? Terrifying.
All my money. All right.
It's 100 gold, but
That's a
could give
lot.
you a fancy schmancy piece of kit.
All right. You know what? What is money if not to give me magic items?
I know, right?
I'll give him. Wait, how long does it take him to make this thing? Because that also is important.
Well, you gave me the heft, so I literally just have to make the head and affix it. So I could probably be done before the day is out.
Well, all right. You sold me on it. Trist will take out a stack of 10 gold coins. And
I'm sure it bears no warning that this will be an armor of darkness. This isn't safe to use. It's not good for you. Any reason I do such craftings is because they might be used to defend lives instead of take them in service of the beasts themselves.
Yeah. And Trist will pat this nasty sword on his right hip. I know all about it.
You already have one? That makes me less comfortable than pleased. I heard dragons are like that, but fair enough.
You should be a bit more wary, Tristan. These things can be traitorous.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be much more comfortable making these into ammo knowing that you already carry a blade, but yeah, a spirit is then. Very well. I'll see you by day's end, I suppose. Don't leave before it's done, because I certainly don't want to leave it hanging around.
Yeah, right. Will do.
Yeah.
Thanks
As you
for your
walk
effort.
away, you can. Oh yeah, you can also purchase a toolkit. It gives you a field kit.
Yeah.
It looks like there is a flat posting anvil that you can python into softer ground to keep it from like bouncing and jolting around. A hammer, some tongs, and
Neat.
just various other goodies and bits, sharpening tools, etc. If anything needs like proper forging, you could do forging, but like you would need a forge to work with.
Yeah, this is just for repairs in the field, really.
Yeah.
Just gets the miner's pickaxe, buys it.
Sure, you can buy a pickaxe. He has got tools as well. Cassie is going to pick up a spare set of horseshoes. So it's important to be properly
But
shod.
it doesn't have like more general stuff, correct?
The smith doesn't. No, there is a quartermaster who has general goods as well.
Okay.
But this man is not a quartermaster. No, he make thing, but obviously because the smith is right here, there is no point in him taking the tools that he makes to the quartermaster. You just get them from him. But yeah, as you're walking away, some of you will catch him pulling out what appears to be a black iron toolbox full of very menacing-looking tools, including a hammer that looks like a snarling beast's face.
Interesting.
Metal?
I was here for a weapon.
Is that so?
Not like Tristan. I'm looking for something like a battle axe, something I can use with two hands.
Yeah, we've got battle axes, great mauls, sword. I mean, you've already got a beautiful sword there.
That is not for. Yes, it is, but it's not for everything I face. That is saved for creatures of darkness.
Huh. Mind if I take a look at her?
Yeah, I can let him see my claymore.
Yeah. He will heft it upon strong arms and then like check the edge alignment and the hilt and its craft. Ah, she sings a beautiful, beautiful song. Very churchy, though. He turns it over. Speaks a little bit longer before looking satisfied and handing you back the blade. Sure, I've got a particularly, I suppose, humane, air quote, great axe and some great mauls, as I say, if you don't want to use a blade.
Do I go for a great axe or just?
Yeah, he'll gesture at like the Great Maul, which is 2d6 strength weapon, and it's probably reminiscent of those like Warcraft style, like the long pole handle hammer.
Get a hammer.
Big
But
hammer.
I already have a character that has a big hammer.
And then, of course, as opposed to the long pole hammer, there is a probably like a double-headed. In fact, no, it would be one large blade, one pick blade at the back, hafted thing. This one's probably more brutal, but definitely effective.
Feast or famine.
He gestures like there is the big hammer, or there is the battle axe that looks mean as shit. But presumably they are both very effective, great weapons for sure. Up to you.
Get the Dark Souls axe.
Feast or famine, Keenan. Feast or famine.
Get a fucking hammer and bonk people.
So long as you yell bonk with each strike. That way they know.
It's important. It's what I would do.
I'm gonna go with the axe.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Yeah, you can purchase an axe. He will double check the head, gives it a great big old fucking lift, and does a quick chop. And yeah, it cleaveth deep into what appears to be a leather-wrapped chunk of wood with some studs in it. Crunch. And then hands it out and gives it back. There you are.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. And now I'm going to get to crafting. And here, the head for it probably looks a lot like...
These are the fairies, so it has to be a really gay axe.
It probably looks a lot like that, but fucking hoog.
Nice.
It is a
Okay,
very
enough.
mean-looking son of a bitch.
Okay.
So it's like a boat axe, good to know.
Yeah, just, a two-handed one. I was trying to think of, what's the fucking word for the spike on the spike side of an axe?
I'll
It's an axe with a spiky bit.
it's a boarding axe, but big.
Hoog. The thing that'll be boarding is people's fucking heads. And yeah, I mean, it's probably been stamped with the smith's stamp somewhere in the wooden haft. It would look like the fairy oath symbol, and then his signature initials, which would be AD.
Okay.
And yeah.
Let me just keep this up. Gives me
So,
some test.
Savin, do
Hello.
you want to roll for the result of your spear, or leave it to me?
I guess I'll roll. I'll take my fate into my own hands.
All right, 1d8, please.
Alright. Do I want high or low?
Yes.
Okay. I got
All
low.
right. Yeah, the only thing you don't want is mediocrity. You don't want the most expected, middle range rolls. 1 or 2, 6 or 7. Sorry, or 7 or 8. So,
alright, I got
you
one of
have
those.
ended up on the bludgeoning side of the spear, which is nice. Roll me 1d20 plus 6, please.
It turns out the end of your spear is just like a flat hammer.
Okay.
Looks like you're getting a spear with bludgeoning damage rather than a spear that does additional bludgeoning.
Let's see here.
So can I just yeet it at
Shall-
people?
Make it into a magic weapon on the list. Bit of bruising. Let's see here. I might make it a martial great spear.
Cool. It's
Yeah.
1d8,
It would
1d10 versatile.
Yeah, 1d8, 1d10 versatile, but it will lose its throwing range will basically become 0/20. So
Okay.
you always have disadvantage yeeting it, but you can yeet it 20 feet.
Okay.
Should be fun and interesting. Of Darkness, Great Spear. Versatile 1d10.
I'm rapidly turning into Tarnavok with 300 weapons strapped to my body.
Bludgeoning this weapon.
Would you like a ladder?
It's magic.
No, I don't want to actually just be Tarnavok.
Hey, I got my ladder. This simple, but I'm assuming metal hafted spear would be normal if not for the causes. Wait. Lethal requires attunement. There you go.
What do I lose if I don't attune? What happens when I attune to it? Like, what am I getting out of it?
It's an Isle of Darkness. It requires attunement.
What if I don't?
Then it is a spare.
Mediocre.
It is. It is. It is a baseline weapon that you got out of a pit as a level 1 and level 2 adventurer.
I mean, it's pretty good for a level 1 or 2 adventurer. Having a magic weapon
Really?
that can deal an additional 1d6.
Once per day. At least
How
it can't
often-
miss.
How often does a level 1 adventurer fight, Savin?
Depends.
Usually
Did
once
like
per day.
3 fights in our last dungeon?
Yeah, but we're level 3.
Ooh.
And
Alright.
regardless, you now have a magic weapon. I mean, you can choose when you want to be attuned to it, I suppose.
Yeah, this kind of sucks. I don't really want to. I'll just keep that in the back pocket for later. You can give it to somebody.
Yeah. That is perfectly fine when you attune. You must make a corruption test, of course. But
Yeah.
just carrying it around is not going to be doing that to you.
Yeah, let's just hang on to that. I've already got now 2 attuned items.
Yep. Yeah, it is a 1d8 one-handed, 1d10 two-handed, a bludgeoning spear, counts as magic, range thrown at 0/20. Once per day, when an attack is rolled, but before any additional damage is applied, add 1d6 bludgeoning. But hey.
Alright, well,
That
fair
beat the
enough.
life do. Yeah, and you can grab your random bits and bobs. So, you wanted to learn from the Gatlane Sertree.
I did, yes.
Well then, of course, I'd be happy to help you. What is it you'd like to know?
The Fairy Queen tells us you might have some leads on some artifacts.
But of course. Well, leads in leads, I suppose. We're looking for mysteries long gone, but I did a little bit of research. Hopefully,
ma'am.
we'll be able to tell you what I know.
Anything will help.
Please come into my office. And she'll drift down from the tree and then flutter off to a looks like a side room. Trist, you probably saw it on the way to the library. It's just a similarly bookish looking building.
Yeah,
Sweet.
let's follow her in.
Yep, she pulls a key from like underneath her shirt, unlocks it, and opens, and you can see that there are very like scroll cases wall to wall in here, and a series of very tightly bound books. There aren't many seats, but try and stand around, sit. Sorry, it's not very big. It's Gatling sized.
It's quite alright.
Let's see here. Very well. So, you have acquired, it seems, one of these objects already, yes?
I'll nod. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Hum. Well then. I suppose, do you know the tale of the Bastard's Thorn?
Let me make a history check and find out real quick. Do I
Tail of
know
the bastard sword?
Do I know the Bastard's Thorn? Unfortunately, it's one of the ones I haven't really heard about.
Unfortunate. How about the rest of you?
Who else is there?
How distracted am I?
The party, presumably, if you want to learn about the next fucking
okay.
quest.
Well, no, it's
I mean, the rest of them
timey-wimey.
could not be there, I guess. I mean, they all want to go to the forge.
I'm just asking.
Okay.
I'll
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I lost it.
roll a
It's true.
history check here.
Hallie, yeah, you
Me.
have to be woken up. You found a nice napping spot. It looks like there is a covered area with a bunch of kegs that are being maintained at temperature. So there's a low coals fire and some comfy seats. There are a couple of bards just sat there reading or writing. You just find a place to plonk down and sleep.
No waking the mood.
Yeah. So yeah, Hallie, you can be woken up and involved. Similarly, throw a history into it. I would do it for the NPCs, but I don't want to double repeat myself anyway, so I'll just assume they don't know off the top of my head.
History, an int skill. Yes.
Yeah, you might have heard the tale. It's not a tale most would tell you. You've not heard the tale of the Bastard's Thorn. All right.
Guessing a 12's not enough.
No. This is very much some lost lore. Faunra? No. Okay.
I was really hoping.
You're really hoping you'd know about the Bastard's Thorn.
Donna does.
No,
Nope.
she had
No, she
disadvantage,
doesn't.
remember?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
disadvantage.
Outside of combat.
Yep. It was on the tip of her tongue. She's probably heard it before, but totally forgot. Very well, then. The Bastard's Thorn. Let's see here. She pulls out what appears to be a quite recent stack of hastily sealed scrolls and will peel one open. Let's see here. The Bastard's Thorn. She places the scroll down before you, and you can see that it looks like a dagger.
Interesting. But the name of is like the Bastard's Thorn. I thought it would have been a longsword or
A
something
bastard
similar.
sword. I mean, that's an assumption that some may have made, but no. I mean, much like what is a dagger but a spearhead, perhaps. And she'll glance in Tristan's direction before flashing you the finger pistols. The Bastard's Thorn is a dagger indeed, a wicked, wicked thing. It was known to contain poisons capable of slaying the first dragon. Instead, it was used in the assassination of a noble. His name, of course, being Roderick the Bastard. Unfortunately, I looked in for information about Roderick the Bastard, but could not find anything of any use.
Huh.
Supposedly, the Bastard's Thorn is capable of producing toxins that could slay mighty beasts. That of darkness and light alike are found to be very much anathema to this thing. Unfortunately, its last rumored use would have been in the hands of could only be history's greatest bastard, Velthramar himself, driven into the thigh of the Eternal King.
I'll
The
frown at
Eternal
that.
King survived, but spent great time bedridden. Quest was ran indeed to save him from the plight the Bastard's Thorn had granted him. In its use, the thorn itself was reacquired before being lost again.
That's good. It didn't stay in Dracul's hands.
No, it stayed in the Eternal King's thigh, unfortunately, for a while.
I mean, that's less good, but good that it didn't go straight into the arms of darkness to never be returned.
Indeed. Small blessings, I suppose, for dark tidings. Now, as for who acquired it, it apparently went away in the hands of a great healer. So I followed up on that lead instead. And I've come up with a number of places, although I can't be sure which it might be. They have long since turned to ruin, though. Let's see here. I'm going to open up your Mippy map. And I shall drag you all over to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if
Man,
only I could still draw on top of lighting.
Man, it'd be a real coincidence if perhaps like the druid attack also coincides with like some artifact being over this way, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't that be nice? No, instead, I'm going to go into the revealer. Somewhere in this area, off to the great north and east. I shall,
Okay.
do that there. There was an old fallen hospital in a place known as the Undertower. Supposedly, that is somewhere here, on this little island.
Okay.
And let's see here. Supposedly, there was a monastic den owned by an incredibly powerful archfey somewhere in these hills to the south.
Oh.
Oh,
Let's
good.
see.
The complete opposite direction.
The complete opposite direction.
Well, that's clearly the way we actually need to go then.
If you were to hazard a guess,
So these
Which
are
of
all
these-
potential places.
which of these
Indeed,
three
these
would
are
you
all
say?
places of historical significance as far as healing is concerned. Supposedly, the location of the Bastard's Thorn would be in the hands of the great healer who went to great strains to actually acquire the cure for the Eternal King. The thorn should still be in his keeping in one of these locations.
If you were to hazard a guess, which of these three do you believe the most likely?
She reaches underneath her desk and pulls out a gaming dice.
Ah,
I would say the one on the island itself, mostly because islands are more mysterious.
So let's go over these again. There was a hospital, the Fae Island, and what was this down here?
A monastery.
a monastery.
That was
Monastery.
a monastery that was apparently held by some being of great power.
Yeah, we should probably just go to the monastery. That's probably it.
Let's see, so that's 168.
I think it'll
That's
either be.
192.
I think it'll
We can
either be
go-
the monastery or the hospital. One of the two.
And that's so far away.
Forgive
We
me,
can
I'm
go
gonna update your questy text.
We can go to the buzzing bees, and then go up yonder.
And if we go up that way, we might as well just go to the fucking island at that rate. How the fuck do we get onto an island, though?
Presumably by a
There's a
boat.
thing called boats.
Well, yes, but we actually have to
Or
find
ship.
someone to give us a boat.
I mean, somewhere
We
over
don't
here
know
there
if
must
there's
be.
any towns up there.
I'd imagine there would be.
You'd imagine, yes.
Well,
We
first
can
and
make a-
foremost, what we could do is try to get some geographical information.
Also, we can make a boat like last time, and Bobby can use his wizard magic.
I don't think that'll help us over like to an actual proper island across the ocean. There's a difference between like rafting around in a river and crossing the channel.
Yes.
I'm sure there must be some manner of fishing village around if it's an island.
Well, we'll see.
I'm almost certain that there must be.
We'll see
And
what
if
we can,
not, then that is something we will just have to overcome.
we'll see what we can find on the maps here in the hold. Maybe they have something for saying there's a town up there.
It's true. We should, in fact, just look at all the maps here in the hold while we have the chance.
I'm going to, yes. If only we knew, like, if this river takes, like, a turn to the north, or if it, like, goes further east or goes to the south.
What if we asked?
We're gonna find out probably when we look at, like, the maps of the hold.
Yeah, give me a moment. I'm still writing up your actual like known quest details so this shit doesn't get forgotten.
Yeah.
Uh, but yes, she will. She has some maps and information. As ever, there is a service charge to such things. But you'd be better off as well finding a guide. As much as she knows where things should be, that is saying she knows like where these points of light once used to stand in the darkness. Like, for all she knows that there is like a death swamp that erupted or a fucking meteorite fell out of the sky and crushed the land nearby, so information that you're given could be considered outdated.
Well, we can update it as we go,
Indeed.
but having something is better than having nothing.
There you go. Shall pop that down into the objective section. There you go. That is the information available to you. So, maps. They can fill in space leading up to first branch from here. Basically, these 3 hexes. For like 2 gold. Like, she'll give you that on the cheap. That is confirmed. It is regularly seen to.
Okay.
Okay.
She can give you the rest of the river route down here. Past
Path
the
of
forest.
this river. Okay.
And she can give you the
Past the forest.
river leading further up to here.
Yep.
That's good.
Oh yeah, definitely that one.
And she can also probably fill in like these 3 hexes here. That will cost like 20 gold though.
Well,
I don't think
Okay,
I don't think
so
we need
what's
these
the
3
total of it?
hexes.
Everything is welcome. What's the total?
Probably 10 gold for either river route.
So 40 altogether.
All. Everything.
All of it?
So that'd be
42
42.
42.
Yeah, 42.
gold.
44. Okay.
And so if everyone just pitches in 7 gold, it'll be fine.
Or we can just knock 20 gold off it because we don't really need these 3 squares and we can find those out in our own time.
yeah, I don't really care about those.
Well, then I can take them myself then.
Sure.
If you want to.
Alright, fine.
Alright. Then I shall clear those off if you want to tick them off your book.
So how much gold am I forking over?
So that's
Yeah,
like
both water
22.
routes.
So that's divided by, let's say 5 ways since Bob's buying like the 20 by himself. So like
4.
4 gold a pop.
Okay.
All right, and I'll split the difference with Babo.
Sure. That, and she will reveal that where the river meets. I'm just going to my GM section. Do it. She does not know the name of the place, but there is apparently a great big gate city where it meets the water.
That's good. So guys, how do you like river travel? Because I think we're going to be doing a lot of river travel here in the coming weeks.
I don't know.
See-
Could be pirates.
Could be pirates.
I mean, could be, but like the river's going to be our best bet for getting around.
I know. I'm teasing.
Like we get to the river and like this gate city's like a couple days out. Rather than us
Well,
just like
given that,
walking.
Yeah, but given that it's not hex, so we can see that there's elite.
I mean,
Foothills
we may be
or
able to see like
highlands.
this stuff around here, but really we don't know the stuff around here. We just know it's this square maybe be have hills.
Forest.
Yeah, I should have honestly snatched those out, but I suppose I wanted to assure you that there is solid land around those, and that there is not solid land right here up at the top.
Yeah.
The forest hold would probably have more information as to what this region is more like. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. They'd be able to tell you a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Could be foothills or highlands.
The fairies hold is still very, very central, so that most of their knowledge comes from like the river journeys.
Oh my god, that river takes us right up to it. Look at that. Oh, that's great.
That's very close. And it takes us right by Cornwall.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
I think the easiest course of action would be to go here and then
Hell, I reckon we ought to buy a
like
boat.
that.
Yep, that looks
Or
about the right
contract
way.
one.
You can purchase a boat. You could probably rent one. You can rent ones from the village out in the ferry place, but they need those. But you could probably purchase one in First Branch if you want to own a boat.
I was thinking more about like contracting someone who's going upriver anyway, like a
Sure.
merchant or a furrier or something.
What strength does a mount need to carry Hallie? Just default strength.
How
But
much are
speaking
boats?
of mounts, I mean, you won't know until you're ready to leave, unfortunately. Suppose I don't want to spoil that moment. You guys all know, but the stream doesn't. I
Oh
think.
Jesus,
I assume.
boats are expensive.
Yeah.
For purchase.
Yeah.
For hitching a ride, it's cheap, especially since you guys are knights.
Well, it depends on what kind of boat you want, really. Like,
Like a merchant boat might have space for you guys. You might have to wait until a proper one, like another one, comes across.
yeah, like we're talking like a like something slightly bigger than your average rowboat, so maybe like 100 gold total.
I mean, That's
We're-
true.
Like a long ship would be the
Okay.
next step up, but we don't need a long ship, and
What do you
that's
no?
way out.
Keelboat's the next step up.
I mean, in terms of actual like proper river travel,
Okay. Long ships aren't river per se.
yeah, they are. Fucking Vikings went all up and down rivers in their fucking longboats. Was their whole jam.
I fucking love that
Yeah,
shit.
long boats, long ships are different.
They aren't.
I don't think that's true.
They are not. They
Whatever.
are not. They are not different. No. Long ships, long boats, whichever one you choose to use, were definitely used for water
No,
assaults.
it's-
It's partly why they're so fucking dangerous.
Okay, you guys don't have that distinction.
Yeah, there's zero distinction.
But also, yeah, a keelboat is way bigger than what we need just on its own. That's some like Lewis and Clark shit. We need like canoes, or well, maybe something bigger than a canoe.
we can
because
fly
Boston
cast.
French noises.
Yeah,
Please don't stick her in a canoe.
Yeah, we need something bigger than that, but a keelboat is way overkill for us. That's a cruise service ship.
It's overkill.
Yes, exactly.
So,
We'll talk to the
no,
people
so we-
either here or in First Branch or whatever the fuck.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
First
A
Branch.
canoe can haul up to 6 medium creatures.
Like we would need multiple canoes for the whole party plus Cass anyway.
Well, the thing is, we can for Hallie and Cassie, we can just get a barge canoe.
Yeah, barge.
Those
There you go.
are-
Just a riverboat.
Barge canoes are a thing that exists. My friend had one.
I
It's
mean, that-
basically a really, really large flat-bottomed canoe that people used to like, when they needed to get upriver, but they also had a hoss. They would put the hoss in a barge canoe.
yes. So
Okay,
something
so
like
there
that.
are there are sample sample types of ship that are recorded. In this, they have maximum size long ships only, which are 40 crew, 100 passenger ships.
Yeah, the example ships in Saltmarsh are not going to be helpful here. Those
Oh,
are
they're garbage. They are these are some worthless fucking things.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure out what we can get and deal with probably between sessions.
Yeah.
We'll get it at First Branch regardless. We can just walk there from here.
Yeah, you guys can get a riverboat. I will figure out the prices for that, I suppose, later. But for now, you can probably rent at like a silver a head from a merchant when they come across in the village. They will discount you your mounts, of which you will have one when it's time to leave,
Hooray!
because you are knights.
Yes.
And say, you
I
guys
mean,
are somewhat privileged.
My privilege.
More privilege. Barge canoe, yeah. You can just get a riverboat, like a fucking I think they're 4 cruise ships with 20 crew cap. Sorry, with a 20 passenger cap even. I will figure out a price for it because there just isn't a good one. I'll sort that out on my own end. And maybe allow it to be something that you guys can carry around or modify or any of that kind of shit. But for now, as you are getting ready to leave, Sir Tree is going to flutter on up to you. Can you put wheels on it? That's the real trick. It's the wheel trick right there. Hello there, guys. Don't leave yet. There's a little surprise for you.
Oh?
Indeed, one of our glorious and honorable knights would like to join you on your journey.
We'd be glad to have them.
Let's hear. So Derek, and then out Stompy. Shall hit to the start screen. Oh yeah, you do need to date a fairy. That's true. You got to go out on a date. Holy shit. Yes, this is you're leaving, like to go set out into the village, I assume.
Yeah, but
Out.
it's the next day, so So
Yeah, out
that's
clunks
he-
the illustrious Sir Derek.
Wow, isn't he mighty?
Sir Derek here is a demigriffin. Admittedly, Sir Derek here is a veteran of combat, and as thus his fighting days are behind him, but his journey and travel days are few and far between. And thus itching for journey and travel, he is asked to accompany you all in a position as noble steed, so to speak. He can hold his own somewhat, but as I say, don't be expecting him for a fight. So Derek will then lift his front claws one at a time, and you can see that it looks like the tendons have been torn into.
Oof, oof.
And similarly, there is a crack in his beak. Hard-earned combat indeed, but noble knight yet still. Indeed, we knighted Sir Derek. And then the demogryph will preen at you.
Well, we'll be very glad to have him in our company. Welcome, Sir
course.
Derek.
Indeed. He eats almost exclusively meat. That might get kind of expensive, but we'll give you a few rations for him for the road at the very least. It's the least we could do for our noble knight.
I'll nod.
Yeah, Bob, Tiana, you guys are familiar somewhat with Sir Derek. He was officially knighted for valor and combat against the forces of darkness, in which his tendons were torn, his beak was smashed, but he slew the beast responsible for doing so. Its bones are a trophy that the tooth fairies are not allowed to consume.
Well,
Indeed.
Yeah, he has
And the best part is I
uh,
can understand him.
indeed, he has a hawkish / eaglish body, like above the shoulders. He would have had probably quite terrifying, like Dewclaw style talons that sprout out from between leonid paws, although those are too damaged and will not extend. Oh, you fucking goddamn it! You beat me to it. Yes, he does have an unfortunate lisp.
Aw.
Aww.
So Derek doesn't talk much because he is very embarrassed at his lisp.
It just mentions it's like you just say to him that currently I am the only one that can understand you.
This is fine. And then he will go back to preening himself. But yes. So, other things what are being done while maps are being purchased. Trist, you're scoring in some library time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have things to research here. Because I bet if of any of the orders other than the Dragon, fairies probably have like the best collection of books on magic.
You do probably find a heckin' lot of books. So Derek will accept glorious offerings of meat.
Yes, so I need to find some books, and I will just whisper you the subject matter.
Sure, that seems perfectly acceptable. Yep. So Derek continues to preen under the affection that he is being given.
Yeah, and we can buy him some premium rations in First Branch.
Yep. You can indeed purchase exclusively meat rations. Feeds carnivorous mounts properly.
And he gets the good type, so it's even better.
Trist. Okay. Give me I suppose an Arcana test. You have advantage because you are literally looking in a library with an Arcana section. Is labeled Arcana.
Alright, here we go. Oh, that's entirely.
That's
wait,
animal handling. If you want to hit the button.
Okay.
16. Okay. Fucking animal handling. You reach into
Slapped
the Arcana
Cass's
and you
ass.
look like someone. You look and see that someone has put animal handling in the Arcana section. You, put that in the right part and then return to it again. Everyone knows that it may be in like a tome on magical beasts, but it still belongs in the animal section, not the Arcana section. There's a lot of dissension over this fact.
Well, anyone who thinks otherwise is just wrong.
Exactly. So you return the book to where it belongs in the animal handling section as you were taught properly.
The way God intended, yes.
Exactly. And then return to the Arcana section. And yeah, you can certainly find books on these particular subject matters. Some of it is almost poetic rhetoric, tales of these events occurring more than anything, people singing these objects and things into being.
All right. Less interested in that and more interested in an instruction manual. I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, of course. There is definitely a primer on the initial and probably very, very complicated book that you can't quite understand of the latter.
Excuse me, I am an expert in Arcana.
You are an expert in Arcana, but this is a specific school that is somewhat outside of your purview because. Show it here. Second bit's got quite a bit of maths in it, and although you are trained and learned, you are not a mathematician.
Feel attacked on personal level now, but alright.
Also,
mean-
neither is Trist.
On a personal level, you aren't a mathematician either.
I know!
Yeah.
It's the joke. Fucking Drake just fucking called me out last night in pub chat, called me a retard with math. It's like, alright.
Numbers give your brain the big smooth.
You're not wrong, but you don't have to say it out loud. Alright, yes, I would like this book.
Sure. Okay then.
Yeah.
The librarian is a very bookish-looking older gentleman, probably like 50-something. You can see he's got like a thick reading monocle. He will lift it off. I'm afraid none of my books are for purchase, but they are for borrow, assuming you can get them back to me.
Yeah, we can get him back here soon enough. We got recurrent business with the Fairy Queen.
Of course. Very well then. The loaner for these books is a gold, I'm afraid. Knight or not, you're renowned for your abilities to run foolhardily into danger, and that is not particularly healthy for books.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And I will expect these back by the turning of a year.
Tristan nod. Very well, I can see to that.
Very well. Of course, if you can bring it back early, you can get your deposit back, but otherwise it is a gold for a year. Don't go trying to turn it in a day before a year is out and expecting your money, however. I am not a member of the Fae. I will just probably slap you on the wrist for trying to be cheeky. I am not captured by letter of law.
I understand. Our lady that taught me magic was much the same way.
Of course. Very smart woman, I am sure. At least according to this subject matter you appear to have chosen out.
Yeah, she had
I must say that first book there can be considered quite dangerous. I'm sure you know what you're getting into, but do show due caution.
Oh, yeah. Only cautious, alright. Worst comes to worst, I killed him once, and do it again if I have to.
Very well. They always say you dragons are an operacious lot. Always digging into goodness knows what nonsense. But indeed, you seem to have the Fae's favor, so I'm hardly going to judge you too harshly.
Not the first time I've heard that today, but thank you kindly.
What can I say? Your order has a reputation, young man.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll scrub it clean one day.
I'd recommend some makeup too.
Just fucking flat stares and nods slowly and sticks a book in his pack and leaves.
Yeah, just be a gold per book.
All right, how many books did I find in total?
You found a primer on the first one, which is an educational and instruction book closer to. The second one would appear to be the same, although its contents are muddier and much harder to perceive due to their essentially half mathematic qualities.
So 2 books. Gotcha.
2 book.
Okay. Stick those in my pack and
Yeah, the
head
first
out.
one you can learn from. The second one you will have to perform tests on whenever you try to learn from it because it's difficult. You'll
okay,
have
I'll
to
just-
actually flex them brain meats every time you use the second book.
Let's take a level in Artificer. It'll be great.
Yeah, you could do that, and then you'd be able to read it for free, sure.
All right, so take a level in Artificer, then just retrain out of it later. It'll be fantastic. No, that's dumb.
So
Alright.
cheesy. That's like saying, all right, I spent a really long time learning maths, and you can cuss the maths right back out of yourself,
Yeah,
and then train
I've had
more
enough of your
swole.
bullshit math. Gonna learn how to play football.
Do bicep curls to thinking about sweaty jocks that just fucking muscles the thonk out of you.
Brick.
Yeah.
Brick is the name of the quarterback. All right. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
It's just sing-songing towards the library. Skippity, skippity, skip.
Oh, hey, before you go in, is there anything I should know about dating a Cathian?
Okay, so you might want to sit down. Okay, this is gonna take a while. So
Short version. It's almost even already.
oh. Okay. Don't touch any buds. Don't touch the leaves on her head unless, well, you're gonna get it on. Or like invite her to get it on. If she doesn't want, she will probably impale you. Don't use your left hand on her left hand. Don't touch your left hand on her left hand. Okay?
Okay.
No, you don't do that. And if you're gonna shake her hand, don't put your right foot forward. Stand them like even.
Can I put my
You
left
can make
foot
an
forward?
insight check to see if Bob is fucking with you.
Fine. I will make the check just passively. No.
Obviously, Bob has proven that he is the heart of trustworthy on these matters and knows everything about dating fairies.
Yeah, all right. I mean, he would know.
Swish.
So, can I put my left foot forward then?
Just things like you. Well, you are. Well, you could put your left foot forward. She would understand, and probably find it endearing.
Okay. Do they do the whole
So yeah.
kiss hand thing, or?
Right hand, hold her left hand, and then you can kiss.
Right hand or
Don't do
left
both
hand?
hands. Yeah. Very good.
Okay. Right. Gotcha. Thanks, Bob.
Okay, take care. Justin, I seen some voice of, well, Oswald, are you in here, you great fox?
Jesus Christ.
Fucking all the fairies. Yeah, okay.
You know, Oswald does not respond in nearly so much time, but will like water off a duck's back, just greet Bob entirely casually and normally, and is very used to this.
It'd be like Bob constantly trying to get into his pants.
Yeah.
Oswald is the stoic librarian, right? No,
Yeah.
Bob, I do not have the
Oswald is
book.
learning sexual. Everything he loves is in a book.
Yeah. Like, no, Bob, I do not have the latest copy of How to Get into Oswald's Pants, Volume 5. It doesn't exist.
It still doesn't exist. It didn't exist the last time you asked. It still doesn't exist now. Let's see here. How you can get patted on. The Fey Bard is a guy or a gal. It's the Fey Bard's an elf. You have no idea, Ariel.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Trist, when you head out for your date, you are greeted by the Gathlane. She will smile, and you can see that she has had looks like a dress of soft black leaves, almost like interwoven together, resting around shoulders. She's like 2 foot tall, but the proportional wise is human proportion. That makes sense. Like
Oh God, she's
scaled
so
down
small.
almost. Yeah, it's a Gathlane are not big.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, yeah, if I can left foot forward, take her left hand in my right, give it a kiss, and present with a beautiful little flower to add to her collection.
Oh, very pretty. And she will lift herself up and like with one hand still resting on yours so it supports her own weight as she slows down her flapping, will weave the flower into her like just essentially what would appear to be like flower and ivy and tree wings. You can see beneath the like covering would be like membranous, almost insectile wings, but for some reason they are holding her up and with no problem at all, despite being covered in ivy and flowers.
Good, it matches your eyes. Shall we? I hear there's dancing at the tavern just over there.
Sure, that'd be lovely. She smiles and will flutter on beside you. Let's see here. Do you know how to dance then, sir?
Academically speaking.
Well then, this should be interesting. I doubt you've ever danced with someone so small.
You can't say that I have.
Trust me, I am full of energy to make up.
Hopefully Trist does not butcher this. Shall I make a performance roll or some such?
Sure.
Alright. In before I nat one and crush her to death. Oh god,
Come on,
she's
James.
so... no, this isn't
Samir
work.
definitely used guidance.
Oh!
Wow!
Nice.
Trist!
There you go.
Is it a performance check or for dancing?
Yes, it can be performance or I suppose acrobatisch.
I don't fuck it up.
You don't fuck it up. You do not crush this
Actually-
bard's feet.
That's good.
They are a rather cute elf of indeterminate gender. You won't be able to tell until they are pantsless, and then you'll know whether it's a female by largest or male by smallest.
Is that how elves actually work in the chivalrics?
I kind of tempted to say yes.
And you should.
I will say yes. Female elves are hung better. That's true. Bardsork's very good at getting taught. And yeah, despite her smaller stature as well, I mean, apparently Samia here is used to, dancing with people taller than her. And you can see that there are these high heels, yeah, almost certainly, steps on what would appear to be like small glowing platforms beneath her feet. Like they aren't solid, obviously, they're there for show, but it's so that she can still essentially do her steps with you as you dance her at your height.
That's adorable.
It is. It is. It's probably as well like like there's definitely a weird juxtaposition to the fact that she's like obviously an adult and she looks like one, but if you were zoomed out too far.
Yeah, I've been in
Again,
that
she's
position.
Yeah, she is like 2.5-ish, definitely not even 3 feet, like 2.5-ish feet tall, but is for all intents and purposes like a scaled down woman of curvaceous figure.
Oh,
But yes,
I'm going
she
to jail.
is summarily charmed by your surprising adeptness.
Oh, that is good. I suppose we'll dance the night away. Get
Ariel, let's
food
see
at some
how
point.
hard you drank. Would you like to give me some kind of charisma-based test or raw dog it through Constitution?
I suppose a charisma test.
Charismaing your way
When-
through fucking
When a
alcohol.
paladin's immune to poison,
Well,
No
I was gonna-
disease.
Well, I'm not immune to poison, but like
No.
I can get rid of my poison condition. Well, I think I can get rid of poison condition, right? That's how Lay on Hands works. Let's
Pretty
see.
much.
Neutralize one poison affecting it. So yeah.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be really a skill to use with it. Oh, maybe performance would work with it. What do you think, Sky? You think performance for like not like cuddling my dear?
Performance or persuasion, like the way you would quote unquote charisma through drinking is like very well timed drinking, never making it feel like you just aren't sipping from your drink at all or ordering new stuff. Like there's definitely a way to socially drink without having too much, so you can charisma through just not consuming as much, or you can just fucking just chug at your leisure with con.
All right.
Yeah, sure. You are a brilliant conversationalist with very well timed and well managed, so you can pretty much ensure you don't get completely rip roaring shit hammered.
That's good.
Whereas this this bard of indeterminate gender is a little bit more toasted. Certainly enamored with your boon beauty. Faunra, likewise, after your dance, the two of you make an interesting show of it. You've still got a little bit of height and build on you compared to this individual, but you both do so without giving anyone uncomfortable bruises, and they would ask if you would like to stay the night in their abode.
Are we leaving in the morning?
I
Or
assume
where are we?
so.
I think
guess.
so.
I guess.
I
Okay.
believe so, yes.
Yeah.
We had to wait till the end of the day for Tristy's lance. And presumably for Hallie's winter gear to be fitted to her figure.
Yeah. They
Then,
will indeed
sure.
stitch you up some nice winter gear.
I'm sure.
Socks.
Hoofy socks. Everyone loves cozy dryad hoof socks. It's very important.
I will assent. The usual conditions apply.
Yep. They are happy to please you with mouth only. Turns out that the bard is a cunning linguist. And it turns out that they are female because they are hung most mightily. Hallie, you have a lovely time with your handlebars being explored. Bob, I assume you spend the night at Stevens.
Of course.
And let's see here. They also see a red-headed Boon here. No. They will safely assert that, yeah, no, they haven't seen them in the village outside the Nighthold.
I figured as much.
And yeah, Trist, although you very much have intentions of not trying to sleep with Lady Mia, she makes her intentions clear with you. Do you
Oh gosh, oh no.
acquiesce to her request to make your dick feel huge?
That's great. Chris will turn into a tomato, but try and extricate himself very gently from that offer. So-
Aw, I'm tempted to like throw a persuade check at you just to see if it's real convincing.
Do it, faggot.
Oh no!
Really threaten your knighthead.
No!
Go, Bard, go! Don't use guidance on this though, because that's not cool.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Fucking baseline 17.
Oh no!
I didn't
Chris.
crit you, but you know.
All right.
Make a boner saving throw.
All right. I'm gonna give myself advantage on this, but it's probably gonna.
Yeah,
fail
yeah.
anyway.
Save Chivalry. Ooh.
I do not.
It's it's a close one. Maybe she won't go like all the way with you.
Yeah, we
you
can-
got a fairy hunting down your precious seed.
Yeah, we can like subdue that into hot makeouts and maybe like second base. Or is it third base?
You probably get some very feisty oral.
A cool 69.
You can't 69. The size
Yeah.
difference alone is impossible. But yes, no, she basically is able to like wrap legs around sack and go to town on dong.
Good lord.
Interesting fairy oral.
Here, Savin, I have something for you for Tristan for the future. I'll put it in VCT.
Chastity belt.
You can understand why I didn't put that in stream.
It's quite funny though.
Puffer always gets me every time.
I like until she runs away, as though that's the result of that is that she'll be suddenly just go and run. But it took until that point.
It's so remarkably dumb. I love it so much.
Solid play.
Well, at least Tristan is gonna hear a fairy keep saying that. Holy, the thing is so big, etc.
It's true. Trist
guess-
is gonna come away from this feeling like a Chad.
You are. I mean, again, she's a bard. She's good with words. She make you feel very good about yourself by doing this. It's a tremendous ego boost to go down on a fucking Fae. Let's see here. Also, will you give me a charisma save? Let's see if you are assault by Nightmare still.
All right.
But he got the chalice tied to him.
This is true. That's why it's a save, and I don't just assail him with nightmares.
All right.
Okay, you are not assailed by nightmare tonight.
What the fuck? What is this?
Yeah. It probably evens out a bit. Like, you've got a chalice of having good dreams. You managed to, halfway burn down with a fairy. You probably haven't. Probably the fact that you haven't had to, draw your sword once today has probably helped as well. Well, not that sword, at least. Once today has probably helped too. But yeah, you have a relatively normal night. You probably wake up a couple times when a nightmare would have started, but are able to go back to sleep because you never got in the throes of discomfort.
Now the real question is it the magic chalice or the fairy beach that has prevented the nightmares? Who can say?
Only
for
one
sure?
way to find out is to never stop fairy beaches.
It's true. Fuck this chalice. Throw it in the river. Get a personal pocket on
The
a
river
hole.
is now strawberry. It's delicious. Yeah. Just hide, shove fairy down pants, problem solved forever.
It's true.
Hallie wants her own pants fairy.
Pants fairy, pretty cool. Sorry, I'm dozing off.
Oh, I was muted.
So,
I said, this is my wife for carrying harness.
Yes, exactly that.
but it's actually just like a pair of it's just a saddle for his dick. It's got a dick saddle. It's great. It's got a little footrest so she don't get sleepy.
I think I have a fucking. I think I've got a something. I think I have a picture for this.
I don't know that I don't want to know about dick saddle having a picture.
Do I still have that picture? No. Just continue.
Oh, you just mean the ball buddy stuff with waifu harness?
No.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, so it's probably a little bit like late afternoon when a merchant ship large enough for the whole lot of you to join on comes on by. You can see that is a crate of furs and well-stitched clothing and finery. Wait, no, clothing comes from that place, so it would probably be the furs and raw materials. Let's see here. Swoosh you on over. So Derek is pretty chill when it comes to boats. He is not bothered at all. He's a good dude. He's a good dude
bro.
with no dude.
Solid bro all around.
Yep.
What is his int score?
It's a good question. Fuck.
Certainly smarter than Bimb Hallie, but I'm wondering if this dude also turns out to be a fucking philosopher burb lion.
No. Demigriffs are 4 int.
So still smarter than Hallie, but
Savage.
Actually, weirdly enough, surprising everyone, including me, somehow Hallie has double that intelligence. But don't you have to have at least 6 to be sapient?
No, you
I
said
mean,
that for.
he isn't
No.
really sapient. He was being spoken to in Druid. By the Druid, but otherwise
Yeah.
it's just a very proud Burbo that got knighted. He knows he
Yeah,
is a
here's the
proud
thing.
special Burbo, but he's not really sapient.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here's the thing. A regular animal is 2. He's 4, which means he's more than fucking intelligent.
Okay.
By
I
a
was just
huge margin.
I was just wondering if we'd have the same thing that happened when LOA met the Blink Dogs and they were all smarter than her and beat her at poker.
Uh-huh.
They did beat you at poker. Yeah, no. So Derek is smart for an aminal.
Also, I just love Blink Dogs. They're
He's
such
smarter
good
than
boys.
just Henry.
No, Henry was also at 4.
Oh, okay.
Because it was 5 was the cutoff for smart, but 3 is the cutoff for awakening.
Right.
Okay, but
What was it? Tasha's hideous
before we go,
laughter.
though, before we go, I need to get some mole earth for Billy.
Yeah, you can pick up some nice earth. You can get some earth.
Yeah, honey. Yeah, some nice, moisty, juicy mole earth for Billy there, so can keep growing.
Grow big and strong. Yeah. I would be surprised if there isn't like a dryad sleeping, like just dryad sleeping in trees. They don't wake up day to day because they don't give a shit, but they're still there, so there's nice fertile earth. Yeah, as long as you are polite when you take some earth, they will not mind, because it is for the good of growing Billy big and strong. Got to keep them berries going. And so,
Indeed.
your journey will take you. Let's see here. Where is your next destination exactly? I know that you need to
First
go on up to the
branch.
Queen, but yeah, all right. First branch it is. So 5. Well, I suppose actually you could get off at 4 days instead of moving another hex. Yeah, in fact, it doesn't max. You move into the first branch hex. So 4 days of travel by boat.
So it's 4 silver?
Yep, 4 silver each. And you will arrive in a first branch in 4 days' time. There is a cursory check just to make sure that nothing fucky happens, but fucky things can happen. That said, riverboat bandits not quite stupid enough to run the route right next between a night hold and a mercantile strong place.
Do we
From
need to
first
mark
branch
off?
outwards, maybe, but
Do we
between
need-
the two very secure routes, no.
Do we need to mark off rations for the journey, or is that provided in our boat fare?
They probably have basics so you don't starve. Yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent.
All right. Oh shit, we need to feed Sir Derek now. Before we leave, we need to get food for him.
Yeah. They
large
give
meats.
you. They will actually give you 4 sets of carnivorous rations for the road. You can buy more off of them directly or get them in first branch.
So we have just enough.
You have enough
So we
for
have-
the journey to first branch.
yeah.
They'll give you that for free if you want to buy it there. But you can also just buy it here and stock it. They don't care either way.
Just
How
oh boy,
much
he's
is
more
ration?
expensive than a normal person. Yay.
Yeah, he's way more expensive than a normal person.
No, 50% more.
Yeah, that's a lot more.
Yeah, I know, but oof. Just buy us some rations.
Mm-hmm. That said, he is tough and he is trained. He will literally never throw you off, which is nice. Because even warhorses can get spooked and throw you. So Derek, no such compulsion. He is strong and tough. It's just that he will not do attack actions because he can't. His tendons and beak are smashed. That said, I suppose the upside to Sir Derek is although he doesn't get like a random warhorse hoof attacks, he also has like shit tons more health than a warhorse, which tends to die the moment you hit CR5 encounters.
Yeah.
He very constitute.
Yeah, you aren't getting any extra attacks out of him, but I feel like him not dying is a good trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he can literally attack and maximize fireball is like, yeah, that's good. That's fucking good.
Yeah, but can your steed cast magic missile?
Cassie will get very huffy if you say that out loud.
No, I do not.
Okay, just making sure.
My steed is cool, though.
It's true. Yours is. It's like, sure, your horse may not die, but your horse isn't a wizard, so meh.
That's just Trist's internal monologue.
Of course. It's not safe to use as an external monologue. Also, Jessie has some cash and got a bunch of ammunition made, so I'm going to add that to her sheet. She has... what the fuck beast was it? It was a fire beast, that's right. Okay. These are fire arrows. They are arrows. They do plus 1d4 fire damage. She has 20 of them. Fire arrow, 1d4, type fire. Just going to give that a test. Pew! Neat, it works. I wonder what it looks like when sneak is on. How does it show it?
It'll just say fire/sneak.
Okay, good. It does break up like that. Sweet. All right, and she has also made like 30 extra gold, which is nice. That means she can do things like also get armor and probably get a weapon or two silvered, which seems like a good idea.
Oh yeah, her getting some nice
Wait.
armor is probably a good idea.
Now that I remember, what's the name? Did Cassio get her body?
She's doing that in first branch.
Okay.
Yeah, you
God damn
guys
it,
technically
first branch.
don't have fuck tons of cash until you get to first branch and sell it all.
Yeah.
It's probably that between Jesse and Cassie, they know Trist is good for it and will help make up the 100 gold. So, like, before the splitting and all that happens. And then, they'll get back what they are owed when they reach first branch, etc. So, yeah, she's doing it there. Okay, then. So, first branch. It is a short journey, but we'll quickly check and see if anything tremendously fucky happens on one of the safest rivers in the land. No, nothing tremendously fucky occurs. 4 days pass. Let us update your calendar. September. So you arrived at the Feyhold on the 18th, September 19th. Left Feyhold.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
September 23rd. Arrived in First Branch. Congratulations. Oh no, you have bone hair. Nice.
You just added it to the list.
It did just make the list too.
Nice hair color.
Spooky.
You and Cass and Tiara all fit in together now.
Castle. Blink for a moment. Please, mine's more silver, and I suppose so is the Hornets.
Yeah. Is it? Just blink a little bit. No offense, this kind of looks white to me.
I'm not old. It's silver.
No, it didn't say you're old. It said it's white. Old is like
Gray.
darker gray. Yeah.
I suppose.
White's cool.
not
It's
as-
gothy.
Not as lustrous and shiny.
It is lustrous and shiny. She seems a little bit more pleased when it is referred to as gothy. But yeah, let's swoosh you
just-
guys.
yes. Just imagine as this conversation is going on there, just Bob is by the side of the fucking barge, just with the fishing pole and everything.
Yeah, probably also sat on a cushion. Steven's a good dude. Like a Pringles can, that man.
Indeed.
Oh
Somebody
no!
hooked me in the asshole.
Oh no! Oh
What's that?
god!
What?
What? What? Oh, you've noticed.
Oh, yeah, him.
Yes.
I
I don't see why you're saying "oh no." More like "oh yes." Hey, look, it's that other token
Oh
I was
no, there's
suggesting
a
to be bells.
city. I'm
Il Franco.
just gonna.
El Franco.
Il Franco.
Hey, it's Guinevere.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh shit! Is that the fucking barbarian warrior that Kinathis told to get the fuck out of here?
No, this is just a random fair seller. I'm not gonna lie.
Yay!
There are only so many tokens out there, and I was just like, fair seller. In you go.
Yay!
Where in the
There's
merchandise?
Franco.
Also,
Manticore.
Manticore in the tavern. Yeah.
Manticore.
I was a bunny.
There is a bunny mayor, which
bear.
is unusual.
Very
That's
strange.
curious.
Mayor
Sorry.
Bune.
Mayor Boone. Let's see. You would probably know the name of the mayor, so I shall set that to Vislabibble. Mayor Atris. You have merchants on this ship. Do you want to ask them anything before you, like, essentially dock? It's like a half hour, like, up the road to the town as well. Or city, even. It's big. It's a big place. You see it, from the river.
Mm,
Could you repeat the question?
Is there anything we want to ask the merchants before we get off their boats?
Not really, I don't think.
No, not really. We kind of got information from merchants a few days back. And all that was really going on was the whole Cornwall incident right now. Unless they have something else, then I don't think there's really anything to ask them or talk about.
Let's see here. Yeah, Jesse is not a big fan of big cities, but that is also the curse of Forest Knights. They fucking hate these places. Hate them.
Yeah, just don't worry. I can give us like an hour or two of if you just find some place to stay in the outskirts away from this.
But I have business in there. I'm gonna go to the city.
Yes.
You two
Yes,
okay? You're
yes,
both
yes.
looking a little grim.
I don't know Bob's deal, but it's sort of like claustrophobia for busy places.
Oh. Huh.
I just don't do well with cities and so many people like that, and the stench and the stones, and I don't many eyes. Ugh.
Yeah, I used to be like that about forests. Took a while to get over it.
There is
Yeah, but the
a
difference is you.
non-committal grunt from Jesse.
Yeah, but the difference is the animals in the forest. You know what's on their mind. You don't know what the hell people are planning and
Yeah,
thinking.
it's not the animals in the forest I was always afraid of. Well, not the animals that walk on four legs, anyway.
Very fair. Yeah, as you approach the city's main gates, you can see that the merchant is essentially lining up to get their gear checked. Like they've probably had these like a donkey wagon for their goods to take it from ship to here. and they will wave as you guys part ways because you're knights. You need to walk into this fucking city. You don't need any checks.
I'll give the merchants a friendly wave goodbye as I walk into the city.
Yep. They will similarly wave at you. The only knights you do see in queue are probably like a couple of black knights who have no doubt been like contracted to keep them safe on a journey.
Hmm. Well, I suppose where we split up for a little bit. I have some questions to go ask more of the more traveled shops. Find out some personal information, hopefully.
Yeah, so there
What
is
shop?
this is a big old city. There is a market district with plenty of different things. As aforementioned, they sell absolute fucking premium, juicy, tasty meats. At the same time, they happen to have great clothing, decent furs, like lots of lovely fine woolen clothing and some nice linens. There is a large church. The church here is, I believe, Wayland. At the same time, there are also smaller chapels to the other gods. Even Python has a chapel. There is a library. You guys are right near the bards, so the library similarly is full of like lots of fucking fiction, more than non-fiction. But there is still, valuable things to learn in your local libraries. There is, rather infamously, a prison here. This background's great. Prisons are a rarity, all things considered. But there are some infamous prisoners kept here, although you'd have to ask about them to know them. Bob, you'd know of like two, I believe, the Cursed Man and the Witch.
Oh, your parents, then.
Swish. The Cursed Man
If you
was...
say that, you will get a kick in the fucking ankle.
No, it has no reason to come up, so probably not.
Trist has no reason to like brutal to like just like fucking dish out cunt fire either. He's an emo. He's not a he's not a hateful piece of shit. He's just mean to all of his companions.
Yeah, like I feel like that would have been a massive dick move after Bob managed to help him score some fucking fake BJ there and an actual night's sleep.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Bob's been a bro so far. But yes, there is the Witch and the Cursed Man. They are infamous prisoners here at First Branch. The Witch, though, is a renowned lawkeeper, so that's kind of why she hasn't been burned. She's full of useful information.
Hmm.
Then there are a large number of taverns, but there's a very, very popular one. Bob, what would you say is the nicest tavern in First Branch?
Well, okay. Nicest.
Not nicest particularly to
Well,
you.
what
You would know of the biggest, like most pleasant and prestigious. To you, obviously, you would prefer the smallest and shittiest and most out of the way. But you still know this place, so you know what the best tavern is.
Yeah. Okay. No, but the best tavern for what you're looking for, it differs. Like if you're looking for clean, nice, proper tavern that's very sociable, good, expensive food, good tables, good rooms. There is the Hollow Widow. That's the more affluent. The medium, like middle class one, which is more sociable, more family, like it's not family, it's a mom and pops type of everyone's fucking happy, workers go there, they all have a jolly nice time. It's not like 6 beers down at Chili's.
14 beers at Chili's.
Yeah, that's the least one. This
Oh,
one
right, that
is
one.
like what's not. It's a very the Gilded Calf is a very like it has nothing to fucking do what the hell they're doing there. It's like they don't serve beef, they serve pork and chicken and vegetables. What they got? No beef anywhere at all. But there are good drinks, affordable rooms, other stuff like that. Now, if you go down to just the swaggering duck, you go there if you're broke or you want to fucking slum around because that's shipwrights, drinking,
Sorry, 14
loud,
beers and chilies is
classic.
great.
It's so good.
Yep. So yeah, like the swaggering duck is where you go to get the fucking rod. Like if you go there, there's somebody gonna be flying out the fucking door in a fist fight.
All right. So have we
There's no,
made it?
there's no knifing there. Just don't worry, you won't get knifed, and you won't
We'll get mugged.
probably not get your shit stolen. Yeah, you probably not get your shit stolen if you're acting like a decent person.
Yeah.
You have some honor.
So do we make it to the town proper?
Yeah. I didn't say like it's like a half-hour like casual walk up the road. The merchants see you off. You guys are knights. You don't have to pay to get into this into the city because or wait again. You're knights. Wander on in, no problem. Some guards will probably salute you and thank you for your service.
We got fast pass here, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's true. You pay for your fast pass and blood. To be fair. When you make it there, the market district is a great big open place, and Green Eye heads straight for a redhead who appears to be stood by a food store. The smell of steak pie is like fucking orgasmic.
I read that as Faunra will also go for a piss.
I go for APDs.
Yeah. Okay, just a quick rundown. The butcher's down a block and then a right. The tailspan is 2 stalls still for a left and down. If you want the taverns, in order, left, forward, right.
Right.
Don't go straight there. Like you will not get in from the fucking. They don't cobble that part. You have to go around.
You know a lot about this place, don't you?
You know a lot about getting a good night's sleep, do you?
Not as much as I'd like. It's getting
Oh,
getting to know her.
indeed. And with that, bye. Pass without trace and just disappears into the crowd.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yep. Bob does a heck and vanish.
Do we have a designated meeting point? I guess not.
Nope, your friends immediately all split off in various directions.
Well, I suppose we will
well-
have to just find each other.
We'll
Yeah,
just meet in
I'll
the
t-
tavern.
There's like 5 different taverns. There's so
You
many
were told
different
the
ones.
Hollow Widow is the nicest, bestest one to stay in, so.
Yeah. I'll tell Faunra and them off to go to find some different taverns. Probably meet back at the Hollow Widow or something. Shouldn't be too hard to find each other again.
Good luck.
Yes.
Let's see here. So, you guys are able to pawn off all your shit. Green Eye is probably your best, like, as far as mercantile is concerned. She's a carver, and so at least somewhat professionally associated with selling large stocks of shit. And will, after picking up a delicious pie to consume, walk you guys through the market and sell off the spoils of war. When you guys next meet at the Hollow Widow, she'll be able to, well, I suppose Trist or Faunra will be able to pawn off the large portions of money that have been made from your delightfully risky endeavors. So you may now treat yourselves as having that cash.
Cool.
The baked goods. They used to hang up on shit. This is true. Yeah. The baked goods stall is incredible and makes me hungry to think about.
Pie.
fucking demolish a pie right now. Steak and ale pie.
Ooh, steak and stout pie. That's what I want now.
Let's see here. But yes, there is weapons, armor. Cassie probably is seen getting fitted for some barding before leaving. She insists she'll be back later and see you guys at the Hollow Widow before she leaves. She is headed in the direction of the Mayor's Manor, actually.
All right, see ya.
Let's see here. Yep. Bob slums around and makes some purchases in El Stelfo. Tajana, where do you go?
Hang on, I'm talking in mod chat and fen chat.
Okay, modern. That
Yeah.
is fine. Mostly just to figure out where to pick up again when the session begins next, because we'll be wrapping up in a moment because I'm sleepy and hungry.
I'm probably gonna go to the Hollow Widows, the tavern, right?
Yep.
I'll be headed there.
Okie poke. Shall pop you there. And then we'll be doing tests and uncovering information and all of that stuff next time. You know, guys are welcome to update your gear properly, purchase bits and bobs. I'm going to be putting some fucking studded leather on Cassie and Jesse for sure. Because goddammit, do they ever need it? Even though it's literally all of Cassie's money for barding. Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah, 4 times the cost.
Yeah.
Is no small a measure. But there are bits of info to uncover. Oh yeah, the cursed man and the witch were mentioned. I'll pull them out of GM. Doot.
Ooh, she hot.
Oh shit.
Were those
I really like the witch's token.
Oh, that's very nice. Ah, yeah,
No,
Neo
I was
Hardcore.
gonna
Yep.
ask if it was Helia. I'm sorry, Hell.
Yeah, it looked like hell.
Not
and then
not
here's
so
the
much like
cursed man,
Helia,
which
though.
I find the most entertaining of tokens.
Is that from the Twilight Zone?
Oh, I know his fucking face. I'm so shit with names.
I don't remember his name either. I'm sorry.
Who are these people?
They are prisoners known as the Witch and the Cursed Man. You guys don't know anything about the Cursed Man. The Witch should have been burned, except she is full of useful lore and is some kind of oracle. So instead, people tend to pay large sums of money to question her and meet her for stuff, and she lives in the prison.
Well, if we ever run out of leads for our artifact quest.
Yeah, the oracle would be a person to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yep, Il Franco is in the Hollow Widow. So even as you two fucking approach there, you can hear classical Spanish guitar.
Yes.
Chan 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 chan. Rose petals cascade across the doorway as you two enter because you are, of course, beautiful women.
He's traveling
Hallie has
far.
already zoomed up to Floor with, I assume a manticle mostly because they're cool and interesting.
I know it's been a while, but he's traveled far from the north.
He has indeed. Il Franco is a man of the land.
Man in the sea too.
I have this the song that is playing when we enter. Feel free to listen to it after the session, Skow.
It is absolutely
Can't
that.
see El Mariachi.
El Canción de Mariachi.
I just recently rewatched that movie. It's so good.
Such a good movie. I love it so much.
Yeah. You definitely walk in to, although there is probably not a bar fight involved.
That's fine. That means I won't be
No,
interrupted.
this is the upper.
Manticore.
This is the upper one, so.
Yeah. It is a great and interesting place to be. Let's see here. Yeah, there'll be checks and stuff next session. I believe my lovely days will be jumping to Oxparents.
Okay.
Let us take a peeperoonie and see what you guys have did. So, have you explored a new or interesting location for the first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair. Did you discover a new and interesting truth about the land?
that the Fairy Queen can make branches of herself and send them off.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah. She creates simulacrum of herself. And they're apparently incredibly dangerous and powerful. Did you make a new ally or a lasting enemy?
Yes.
Hmm?
We have Sir Derek now as an ally.
Yup, fair. Yeah, Sir Derek. Proud ally. Did you advance or complete a quest?
Yes.
Yeah, we got the chalice to the queen, and we got her branch for the other queen.
And also, more importantly, like, we have 3 new potential locations for our quest to continue.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you defeat a threat far beyond expectations? No.
Nope.
You learned something
No.
new about a player character. Technically, Trist did.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the whole group doing so. So, is there anything the whole group learned about a player character? Or, and I suppose.
Do I get a special XP again then?
Mm,
No.
Oh. Well then,
Well-
quick, let me backpedal time to just blab my secrets to everyone.
Blab someone else's secrets.
No,
Actually, to be
it's-
fair,
you
you
are-
guys never nearly knew that Bob was like fucking terrified of this place.
Oh yeah, I was thinking like
Yeah,
Bob
yeah,
is
yeah.
actually terrified of cities.
Has your commitment to your oath been hard tested and upheld?
Oh.
Not quite
No,
yet
no,
because we have the branch, but we haven't brought it to the Hornet Queen.
Well,
Once we do, we will get that.
the fairies is like to all that
Live in
stuff,
interesting-
and
It's to live in interesting times.
yes,
To be fair, your
I
fairy
have been-
proclivity hasn't actually caused any shenanigans to come up. The term "may you live in interesting
Yeah.
times" is supposed to insinuate that interesting is unpleasant because you were around, and that might be something that happens next session because you're in a big fucking city and you're a couple of fairies, but nothing that has happened yet.
yeah. But y'all got some nice lore dump and shenanigans about the weirdo fairies.
Yeah, it's not
So,
oath related.
5
So
experience.
5 XP.
It's a 5 XP run,
Oh,
so it's pretty good shit.
We did it, guys.
That's pretty nice.
We're so close, Savin. We're 1 XP off from leveling up and leaving these guys at 3.
Oh man, if only I had just attuned to that stupid magic item, I could have.
Yeah, you could have
up.
fucking cheated.
Oh, you
snuck in
could've.
everyone and leveled up early, just to flex on everyone for a
So
day.
close.
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that to you
Okay.
guys.
Yeah.
Those who have not had the oath tested are at 43.
All right.
Well, we've all had our oath tested once, but that was a group thing.
Well,
All
no, we
right.
haven't
If
had
you
it
are
tested.
watching on the stream or YouTube, thanks for tuning in. There is no Mers and Hammer or Savin this week because Mers and DCL are both still KIA. But we will see you next time. Maybe we'll play some games or something.
MIA.
No, DCL's dead. DCL
Oh,
definitely
he's
died.
Okay, that's true. But luckily we get an Arc Deme Lich. We get a DCL Lich soon.
It's true. I
It's a
mean, he
floating-
was
he's a-
already a
he's an angry-
zombie. Now he's just going
He
to
is
kind of
it
upgrade.
now. Yeah,
Maybe
now
he's a
he's an
ghoul.
angry floating salty head.
What?
Anyway,
Yeah,
we'll
he's
see you
gonna become a
later.
Demi Lich.